Star Wars!
Star Wars!
Ita!
Oh, is that how your name is pronounced?
I don't know. Tell Bunny's gonna pronounce it.
Ita!
There truly was a mistake with the scheduling.
Yeah?
I'm sorry, guys, but I'm contractually bound to wait 1 week, according to the Roll20.
I mean, Tucker's gonna make it to the first session after all.
But since we've already begun the process, I think we should sit in here for 7 days. Until the session begins.
I agree.
7 days.
Okay, anyway. Jesus. So,
7 days later.
Go on, Ash, we've got a schedule to keep here.
you guys all finished your characters, right?
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, good. Title crawl!
I don't see it coming in Discord.
I mean, title crawl! There we go. The Mandalorian Wars have been going now for 16 years. The Mandalorians have conquered worlds throughout the Outer Rim and now knock at the gates of the core. The Republic have been fighting battles to no avail, only stemming the tide of blood. Jedi Knight Revan, his apprentice Malak, and his followers grow weary, wishing to lead an all-out counter-assault on the Mandalorians. The Jedi Council fully oppose his wish to expand involvement in the war, fearing that the conflict would shroud the Jedi Order in darkness and seduce its members to the dark side. Nevertheless, each day, thousands die in endless war. Something must be done soon. Okay, so you all have been aboard a Jedi cruiser, the third chapter, for over 3 weeks on its way to Ilum, to the ice world of Ilum. The cruiser has spent this time navigating a treacherous course in order to bypass a more common route, which has been virtually dominated by pirates and criminal gangs the past 5 years. All Republic vessels that would usually answer the call to patrol these lanes have been called to war, and only the most vital trade lanes are still patrolled. Still, except for the occasional asteroid or nebula, the journey has been uneventful until today. Okay, so we are, this is gonna basically be a sort of introductory sequence. I'm gonna start with each of you. Sort of, you're gonna start out on your own and slowly meet up together. Or all of you die, which is, you know...
Is that possible?
It's so ludicrously not possible unless you did something really dumb.
Oh, but it is possible. Okay, cool.
Oh, like, yeah, I mean, like, open the airlock and jump out.
Alright, I want to open the airlock and jump. Okay.
You killed everyone! Especially yourself! And then I ask you at the end, was this your goal? Yes, you win the game!
Yes!
Kill everyone is my goal.
Okay. Jesus, now you've got me off topic. Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So one thing we're going to do before the session starts, and we'll do this at the beginning of every session, before the actual like meat of the session starts, is to roll our destiny points, or roll our destiny pool. So I mentioned destiny a little bit in the introductory session, in the session 0, but we're going to get into it more now. So destiny is basically something in the game. It's a sort of resource that ebbs and flows. They can be used by the player and by me to affect change on the game. Now, I have a handout in the handout section that should be accessible to you all called the Use of Destiny Points. You can look at it now in Roll20. Basically, it just has a summary of a lot of the ways in which in Destiny can be used. Also, would you like me to paste this into Discord for you, Putty, so that you can? Okay. Hopefully this will look good on Discord. There we go. So yeah, basically, these are the sort of things you can do with Destiny points. You can use them to affect dice rolls, so to upgrade or downgrade a dice. You can use them to, and you can do it on your own or other NPCs' dice. You can use them to gain an item which you didn't have before. An example of this is, let's say the party is all about to enter a mine shaft that is filled with poisonous gases. Well, in this case, for my example, it's important that it's filled with poisonous gases. But we can say there's some cave brutes in there too. So it's filled with poisonous gases, and the party forgot to bring any masks. Well, one of you, if I decide that this is okay, because a lot of these require GM approval, but you could say, "What are you talking about? I remembered to bring masks." As you take out a crate of masks that you've been carrying, and then you spend a Destiny point to make the statement you just said canon. Now, I might say, nah, that doesn't, I think you guys didn't work enough for it. I think that's a little bit of a cop-out. Or I might say, great and creative use of Destiny. And then, boom, you get to use it. You can also use it to sort of change the story. So let's say you're having a shootout with some gangsters. You could create cover where there was none before. You could say, oh, well, I'm going to hide behind this trash can. And I'm like, what trash can? And you're like, Destiny point. And I'm like, shit, okay, there's a trash can. So you can use Destiny point to influence the game world in certain ways. You can also use them if you're using force powers and you draw. You could basically to draw upon the dark side of the force. To attempt an otherwise impossible feat. So if you're scaling a completely flat surface at a 90-degree angle that is as smooth as silk, I would say that's an impossible feat unless you flip Destiny. And you could also use it. This isn't something that the game does. This is something I do. If the party is ever in a horrible strait where they can't really figure, they've just been banging their heads against a wall for to 30 minutes and they don't know what to do next, you can flip a Destiny point and I'll give you a tip, or I might point out something that you missed that was really important to moving on in the story. So those are what Destiny points are used for. The way we decide how many Destiny points there are by everyone rolling a force die at the beginning of every session. So that's what I'm going to have everyone do right now. Using the Discord dice roller, everyone roll a force die, which I believe the command is /W works for that. Oh, sorry. When I said /W, I lied. It's exclamation point roll 1W. So don't listen to me. Because,
Does F work too if I rolled a different die?
Would what work?
F.
F, yeah. F works.
F or W, I believe.
Yeah, I've got them up.
If you look in, I also pinned the different codes in Discord. There's a few different commands for each one. Basically, the commands are either the color of the die or the name of the die. So the force die commands are W for white and F for force. Whereas the ability commands are G for green and A for ability. So it's and then some of them are weird, difficulty is P for purple, but DIFF for difficulty. So some of them are kind of hard to remember. Anyway, so yeah, let's see what you guys rolled. So that's actually a really good roll overall. We've got 4 light side points and 1 dark side point, which is really a fantastic roll. So basically, the way this will work is every time you guys use a Destiny point, it will flip to a dark side point that I can use. One thing I'd like to encourage you, sort of a thinking I don't want you guys to get in the habit of, is hoarding your dice, you might think, and many a party have, that, well, if I don't use any dice, then he won't be able to use any dice, and that way everything will be fine. Well, one, I'm the GM, and if I get upset about something like that, I might just put, things in the game that within my right, just to make the game more challenging for you in other ways. But also, it's one of those things where the game is a lot more fun if destiny points are sort of being used back and forth, sort of free-form manner. So I would say this. My advice is, whenever you feel like you need a little boost, use a destiny point. There's really no reason not to. And I will often do the opposite. Whenever I feel like something is too easy for you, I'll use a destiny point. I rarely dogpile on an already difficult task with destiny points. I only do that if I don't know, if it was like such a critical moment that I wanted to make it really dramatic. Yeah. But most of the time, I use destiny points to make an easy task a little more challenging. Okay, so you guys, like I said, so that handles destiny for now. You guys are, like I said, on the third chapter, and we're going to start with Putty. Shao, you feel a jolt suddenly as you are awakened by the floor shaking violently back and forth. You are in one of the bunk rooms aboard the vessel, and around you are several empty bunks on either side, with lockers flung open and clothes hastily cluttered around the floor. Then, a human male walks over to your bunk in a hurry. He's dark-skinned, has short black hair, and is dressed in a spick-and-span crew uniform, with a light blaster pistol strapped to his hip. You recognize him to be a member of the crew named Danland. "Get up!" he yells.
What's going on?
Look, didn't mean to interrupt your sleeping, but unfortunately, I think we're under attack as the ship rattles more from another hit.
Under attack? From who?
That I'm not exactly sure about. But for my guess, probably pirates, considering the shape of hyperspace lanes nowadays.
Filthy pirates. I'll be right there.
Okay, so you get up and get your clothes on and stuff?
What? I haven't got clothes on?
Well, you're probably wearing, underwear to sleep. You're not, dressed fully. And I don't know, do you just do you just go to sleep in your full uniform with medals on and everything?
Yep.
You don't have medals, I'm just kidding. But that'd be pretty funny, though, if you did. Okay, so do you ask any other questions of Danland?
No, I don't have any other questions.
Okay. Danland says, okay, well, look, the two of us, as far as I know, I'm not sure how many people are able-bodied left on the ship. So I think it's up to us to make sure that as many people get to their stations or evacuate the ship as possible. So I'm going to take the starboard corridor, and you take the port corridor. Got it?
Got it.
Okay. So he heads out the starboard door.
And I head out the port door.
Okay. Then we are going to quickly jump to Ben. Oh, wait. Is it Ben? No, that's a lie.
No, I'm a lie.
We're gonna jump to Cedric. Okay. So, Cedric, you wake up to the sound of a great crunching like Durasteel being bent inwards, followed by loud screaming, then silence. As you open your eyes, you see great pieces of pipes and scaffolding which have collapsed in the doorway to the corridor. Crushed under the wreckage is a crew member, their body twisted in anguish, their life force completely gone. Besides you and your hollow companion, the room is completely empty.
Well, that happened. Hope I don't have to clear this mess up.
Okay. That's a pretty brutal thought. So when you get up, what do you do? Do you search the room? Do you just immediately start lifting things?
I make sure I've got sort of all my stuff together.
Okay. Go in your...
I'm getting changed and whatever.
Okay, so you go in your locker, you get all your stuff out, you put your gear on, and you're all ready to
go. Is there an obvious sort of pathway out of the room, or is it all sort of the doorway blocked up or whatever?
It's all blocked up. The doorway to the outside corridor is completely blocked by wreckage. The same wreckage that killed one of the crew members that you see.
Okay. My character goes, let's try and sort of scrabble as much of it away as I can to see if I can get a way through.
What the fuck does scrabble it away mean? Like
he plays a game of Scrabble, he finds like a 5-letter word, and he's like, fuck, I've got this!
And sort of like, almost like rummage for it, just... I'm not sort of desperately trying to chuck it, just trying to sort of chuck it out a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you basically you reach for some of the smallest and easiest to reach pieces and take them out first. Is that what?
Yeah.
He's very delicate.
Yeah. You're like, this'll, okay, just gotta get this, and you make a little pile of like scrap in the corner. So I guess I'll give you a boost die to any rolls to actually move this junk. Now that you've moved some of the little stuff, but you know, there's still huge pieces of metal in the way that aren't little. They will require actual force to be moved if you're going to just go through there.
Okay. Yeah, so once I've sort of scrabbled out as much as I can, I sort of look at the big pieces and go, do I really have to do this? And then actually try and like heave them away.
Sounds good. So this is going to be, what's your strength?
4 brawn.
Okay. Yeah, brawn. Sorry,
how dare you?
Kill me. So you are going to be able to lift this with a athletics check with a, I think it'd be, with an average difficulty. So that's what an average difficulty means is 2 difficulty dice. So what you're going to do is write in, so you're going to get a boost die, which is the blue die.
Yeah.
Because you moved that extra stuff. You're going to roll 3 difficulty dice, and you're also, 2 difficulty dice, and you're also going to roll the other stuff, the sort of, you know. So what's your athletic skill?
I've got 2 proficiency, 2 ability.
Oh, that's quite a lot. In that case, I'm gonna flip a destiny point and upgrade the difficulty of one of those. So you're actually gonna roll 1 difficulty and 1 challenge. So let's see if you can do this correctly.
So I've got 1 purple.
Yeah, 1 purple, 1 red.
1 red.
1 blue.
1 blue.
Is that Destiny you flipped, the one that Ben rolled? The dark side one? Or is that another thing?
That Destiny is the one that Ben rolled. Why?
Okay.
And then,
so we have 5 now, light side, right? Is that what
you
that
have
means?
5 and I have 0. I can't fuck you over until you spend 1. So theoretically, you could totally block me out right now.
You told us not to.
I told you not to, and I agree with that. Holy shit!
What the?
That was
Advantage and triumph, yay!
That's a shitty roll, though. Like, you got the triumph,
yeah.
which is yay, but
triumph, but didn't succeed.
You technically failed.
You technically.
So what I'm gonna do is,
But Charles, you learned as a kid to move big metal pieces, right? You were out there on the farm with your daddy, and there was always some metal pieces around to be moving.
So as you move this enormous piece of metal, you're unable to really get it out of the way. Fortunately, though, you move it in such a way that you uncover successfully a grate that was sort of right next to the metal, and theoretically, you think you can use this ventilation shaft to climb out into the corridor.
Okay, I sort of peer down at it, make sure I'm like, I could possibly like fit through it, and then just try and kick it in and get through it.
Okay. By the way, I will encourage you guys on most of these rules to come up with the results of them your own. The only reason I did it there is because it was a piece of information that he couldn't have known unless I told him about it. But unless it's that, most of the time I want you guys to divine what the advantage and the triumph mean. So you crawl out. So you want to crawl into the vent, basically?
Yeah, crawl through the vent and.
Okay, I'm gonna give you then an average coordination check to do that.
Average.
It's gonna be just 2 difficulty dice, and I can't make it harder for you now.
2 difficulty, and that's 2 ability.
Although you could make it easier. You didn't need to. That's a good roll.
Yeah, good roll.
Solid. So you climb through successfully. You come out the other end. You lift the grate, and you escape. You're now in the main corridor, and you see down from the other bunk room. One of your actually something we haven't covered yet, but we'll do it right now. This is the perfect moment. So you guys are probably all from the temple at Coruscant. It's very at least you came from there. Do you guys know each other? And if you do, what's your relationship between the three of you? Are any of you friends? Are any of you sort of nemeses at the temple? Are any of you just sort of acquaintances?
I guess I would be sort of like, I wouldn't be friends sort of with many people, but I'll be like, yeah,
okay,
I'll get on with them. I wouldn't like, but I'm sort of a little bit a loner.
Shao, up ahead, you see the edgelord loner from the Jedi Temple that you're familiar with.
See, that's the thing. I'm also an edgelord loner.
Oh no! This whole party's gone to hell!
We're all loners.
Kill them all! I hate edgelords! Okay, anyway. So there's 2 of you, and you recognize each other from the temple. You recognize because you would sit on different solitary lunch tables on opposite ends of the room, and you would occasionally your glances would meet each other, and you'd be like, that's another lonely person.
That's not so romantic.
Okay. So yeah. Do you guys say anything to each other?
You there?
Yeah.
That Shou's voice.
Pirates, get to position.
What position? I think something hit my head a bit.
Shao shrugs. Or do I know what position he has?
Well, so he doesn't. You mean aboard the ship?
Yeah.
Well, you guys are just passengers, so your position is to sleep.
Oh.
So in this case, you have to this whole ship's purpose is to take you guys to Ilum to get your lightsaber crystals. So you guys are kind of like the passengers aboard the ship. So if you're going to help out, you kind of have to find your own roles. You don't have pre-assigned ones.
Okay.
But although technically, Shao, you've been given a role by Danland, a member of the crew, and that's to round up as many people as you can. So I suppose Cedric is the one who's confused. So Cedric, do you say anything? Do you ask any questions?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Shao what's going on. Like that metal. Like, look at that metal. Look at it! There's so much of it!
I look at the metal. What do I see?
So you see a hulk of twisted sort of reinforcement beams and various panels that have collapsed from the roof of the ship and block the entrance into the bunk room B.
How did that happen?
Oh, it's also crushing a man to death. It crushed a man to death.
Okay, I kneel down and try and check if he's still alive.
It doesn't have a pulse.
Okay. How badly is he? Like what's the body in? What state is the body in?
Well, the body's pretty fine, except that it has a huge piece of metal in his chest.
Okay. Alright then.
Otherwise, he's fine.
Are his eyes open?
Yeah.
I closed them.
Okay. Finally, someone with some decency.
I'm a human. I can't have some decency.
Okay. So do you guys decide to move on? Do you keep talking?
I look up at Cedric. We're under attack.
Couldn't guess that. I thought we hit an asteroid.
I glare at him.
Was that supposed to be sarcastic, Cedric?
Yeah.
You know, as an edgelord loner, you should know other edgelord loners don't like to be played with. Sarcasm is not one of their allies.
If you're not gonna help, step aside. Otherwise, run people up.
Die for the Jedi.
Well, I've got nothing else to do now. I've got out of there, so why not?
Okay, so the two of you continue to head down the corridor together to find as many able bodies as you can, filled with all of their blood and such. I really wish Tucker was here. But anyway, so just because I assigned him a task that I really like, it just makes me upset that he wasn't here. Okay, so
Damn it,
Ben, what'd you say, Ben?
I was just saying, damn it, Tucker.
Fuck him. Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ben, you wake up. Your character wakes up. What's his name again? Etta. How is that fucking? Is it pronounced like that? Is it pronounced like that?
I was gonna go with Ita. Yeah.
Ah, Jesus. Okay.
But Buddy makes it.
Now I can't get Putty's pronunciation of it out of my head. So, Ita, you are on your way to the cafeteria to eat a quick meal before landing at Ilum. When you hear a sound like a hammer hitting an anvil, you realize the room you are standing outside of, the engineering bay, was just hit by some sort of projectile. You head into the room as you hear another explosion echoing down the corridor. As you motion to see what happened there, you hear a monotone voice. Ion drive failure. Primary fusion core meltdown imminent. The other explosion can wait as you run over to the main console. A quick check of the readings tells you that if something isn't done presently, then half the ship could be torn apart by the engines. The engineer is nowhere to be found. It's up to you.
Alright,
So what do you do?
I try to fix the engines.
Okay, but so do you want to know what's in the room?
Yes.
Okay. So it's a mostly empty room, quite dark, with basically there's one very large grate below you that you can see sort of a bright light and sort of heat coming out from that vent. And then there is a console in this room that is used to manage and maintain the engine remotely.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
I head over to the console and see if I can figure out what the problem is.
Okay.
If there's any problem.
So you find out that there's a big problem. As the computer said, that the engine, the ion drive is melting down. You can fix it, but So basically, the computer has remote arms that can be used to repair the engine from up here. But because of the state of the ship right now, it will take some knowledge in computers to actually get them to work. Because
lucky me, I have knowledge in computers.
Well, wow. Excellent. So you, this is going to be a hard computers check.
That would be 3.
Yeah. And remember, you can always use Destiny.
I could.
You could. Okay, so anyway, that's 3 difficulty die, and then whatever you roll for your skill.
3 of P, and then 2. And 1 G.
What the okay, it just seemed like a lot of beeps. Wow, okay, so overall, it is a success. A resounding one. So you begin, going into the computer subroutines to find a way to operate sort of secondary, There's multiple arms that repair the engine, and the main one is offline, but you're able to figure out how to operate the secondary arms, and you begin to do automatic repairs on the engine. And as a result, you're able to cool the engine down for the most part, and it is now in a stable sort of rhythm.
All right.
It's certainly not completely repaired, but for now, it's not going to melt down.
Okay, so crisis averted. I again go through the computer, see if I can find anything else wrong with the engine or the ship in general.
Okay. The engine for now, you've done all you can. It is under some malfunction, but with the amount of time you have, I suppose you have as much time as you want to. You could spend, 15 or 30 minutes repairing the engine, and but that, it's quite a lot of time. And you assume that the ship is under attack.
Yeah, the other explosion has me worried.
But the sort of the ship itself has undergone some pretty dark damage. You believe that the hull is probably at 50%. So any other huge hits to the hull could be catastrophic.
Okay, am I able to redirect the deflector shield from this console?
Ah, yes, you are.
All right, I redirected the deflector shields towards the hull to protect the hull from as much damage as possible.
Well, so the way it works is they're already on the hull, but so basically there's 4 points of deflector shields on this ship. There's one on the aft and fore, and one on the starboard and port. So you can redirect them. You can basically make it so that it's basically evenly distributed around the ship. But you can redirect it so that all of the shields are on the fore, on the aft, on the starboard, on the port, or you can make it 2 and 2, 3 and 1, depending on how you think the ship would be best protected. Currently, it's in its default state, which is 1 shield on every side.
All right, so I take the shield that's on the opposite side of the hull, because I have no idea about ship terms, and I move it towards the hull.
I don't know what you mean then. So you mean opposite as in the other side of the ship from where you are?
Yeah.
Okay, so
or where the hull is, like.
Well, the hull's the entire outside of the ship.
Oh.
In every direction. So it's it's the top, bottom, sides. It's everything. It's the outside skin of the ship. So when I say the hull is taking 50% damage, it just means the ships have battered the outside of this ship.
So moving the deflector shields wouldn't really do much.
Well, no, it can. It just depends where the enemy ships are shooting at yours.
Okay.
If you know for a fact that all of the enemy fighters, for example, are shooting at the front of the ship, then it would be helpful to move all the shields to the front. But if you don't have that information, you might be sort of just making it worse.
Right. So the explosion, the first explosion happened in the room that I'm in right now, right?
Yes.
All right. So I move one of the deflector.
Port side.
I'm on the port side. So I move a deflector shield from the starboard side over to the port side.
Okay.
Because I assume the starboard side is like furthest away from the enemy ships, assuming there's only one.
Well, this is, I mean, I can't confirm or deny, but that's the information you're working off of, and that's fine. By the way, for anyone who isn't familiar with ship terms, fore is forward, aft is back, starboard is right, and port is left. It might be hard to learn, but eventually, I mean, it's easy to remember port, because port has the same amount of letters as left, and that's how I've always remembered that, so you always know port's left, and then the other one, starboard, is right. Anyway. So, yeah. So you are you've angled the deflector shields so that there's one on the fore, aft, and two on the port side. Do you do anything else, or do you leave this room?
I leave the room and I head towards the other explosion.
Okay, you leave the room. Before you're able to get to the other explosion, you immediately are greeted by allies of yours, friends, or actually, what is your relationship to these people?
They
might not be friends.
So, apparently Xiao knows me.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm friends with Xiao.
So Xiao, are you okay with this? With Ita being your only edgelord friend?
I smile and give a thumbs up as I see him.
Okay. So, but Cedric, what's your relationship to Cedric?
I know he's in the same like training as me, and I know he's coming to get his lightsaber crystal, but that's about all I know.
Okay. So so you see Xiao waving to you from down the corridor.
I wave back and I'm talking about the engine being damaged. Warning them.
I tell Ita we're under attack.
All right. Do we know by who?
Pirates.
Okay. What should we do now?
That was rabid speculation. He literally, you were like, who are we under attack? And he was literally like, I don't fucking know, maybe pirates? And you're like, I know that we're under the attack of pirates.
Xiao is a very literal person.
Okay. So, good to know. From now on, when I feed you information, you're like a perfect fountain of knowledge that I could just program to tell the group things. So anyway, yeah. Do you guys say anything else?
Did we find anybody else on the way up the corridor?
No, this is the next guy you found.
Is there any more like corridor going round? Or?
Yeah, there's still more up ahead.
Should we check what's further on?
I'm not confident in the survival rate of this ship.
Well,
so far,
yeah,
33% of the people I have encountered have been deceased.
Yeah.
You've encountered 4 people.
Since I entered the corridor.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah. Spike through your back's not very useful usually.
I suggest that we should go to where the other explosion occurred.
Where was that?
Well, since you guys have been on the ship for a while, I won't make you roll a check for this. You know, you can guess that from where you heard the explosion, Ita, it came from the med bay or the cafeteria. You're not sure. They're both very close to each other.
Should I use a destiny point?
A destiny point to do what? What are you using it for?
Could I use a destiny point to be sure of the location?
Sure, yeah.
I mean, as long as that's fine with everyone else, I'm
go
for
it.
All right, I use a destiny point to figure out the location.
Okay. You spend one of your 5 destiny points, and you now know you're pretty fairly certain that the location where the explosion came from was the cafeteria. You heard the metal food trays flying about. Slightly in the distance. It's very subtle, but you were able to make it out, and you're like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the cafeteria.
All right. I heard another explosion in the cafeteria, guys. Probably go there, see if anyone's hurt.
I am hungry.
Yeah, just make sure the food's all right.
Okay, off to the cafeteria.
I just woke up.
Yeah, let's go and get some breakfast.
And Dr. Mia, you were executed for not providing breakfast.
So, you guys run down the corridor, passing the med bay, and you get to the cafeteria where you see the particle shield has come up and is now protecting one of the part of the hall. Basically, there was a leak in this cafeteria to the point where the hall was breached, and there's now a particle field up to stop any more hall breaches. You also see men and women carrying three sort of bodies. You're not sure if they're alive or not, but they're hauling them to the med bay on stretchers.
I go up to those men and ask if there's any way we can help.
They say,
Do you have any food?
He looks. He ignores Shao.
Never mind them. We need to help. We want to
We
help.
need food.
We do literally need food. I'm starving.
Okay.
We'll get food later, Shao.
Well, there is food in the cafeteria, Shao. You know this for
Do
sure.
I see it?
You see some food, yeah.
I walk towards the food.
Okay, you walk towards. You get out. There's some bread and there's some oatmeal, as well as some
Chowing down on the bread.
some assorted fungi berries. So anyway, the man says to you,
Hey, Shao, bring me some of those berries.
Jesus.
Okay.
The man says to you, Ita, you guys are just basically looting the ship.
No, I'm just turning my head between them, going, it was only a joke about the food, guys.
Maybe for you.
Look, I mean, I can eat the berries while I'm helping.
This reminds me of a role play I did where we were going through this this city that was under attack, and my character just spent all of the time. The other characters went off to save people, and I went in bakeries and looted them, taking all of their muffins and shit, and piling them in bags. And when we met up at our rendezvous point, they were like, "Oh, here's these people we saved," and I'm like, "Good, I brought muffins." Okay, so
I mean, actually, that's not a bad thing.
yeah, I mean, people need to eat. Those people might have starved if I hadn't have gotten the muffins.
Exactly.
So
Save
anyway,
them.
so so the man says, "Well, these people have gotten hurt. Now, I'm no doctor, but could you oversee them in the med bay?"
Why not?
I'm sure.
I'm sure I've got some skin packs somewhere. Sort of
He says-
arranging.
He says, "Great," and they haul the bodies to the med bay. It's up to you to follow them. But he continues to just mash down.
No, I finish a few pieces of bread and then I bring the berries to Ita.
Yeah, so he puts there are these sort of maroon colored, very large, juicy berries, about the size of about a little bigger than blueberries that he puts in your hands.
All right, I carry them while we take the wounded people to the med bay.
And I'll be following there.
Okay. So you guys head to the med bay, and the people are put on the various tables, and the soldiers. The soldiers and crewmen who brought them in here say, "Okay, do what you can for them. We're gonna go and see if we can. I don't know. Just get them back up on their feet." The man seems to be very sort of frightened, and then he runs out into the corridor.
Okay. Are there any one of the wounded people who look like soldiers or warriors or particularly strong?
So
I want to prioritize treatment.
you can't tell. They're all wearing crew uniforms, and the soldiers wear the same uniforms as the crew on this vessel.
All right, so
I
I
walk
go
to the closest one to me and have a look.
Okay. There's a diagnostic. So the tables they've been placed on have sort of special sensors that diagnose the patients, at least telling you their symptoms. So from farthest on the left, so there's one on the left, there's one in the middle, there's one on the right. Which one did you walk up to, buddy?
Which one was the closest to me?
Well, if you were in the doorway, the closest is the one on the far left.
Okay, far left.
Okay, so you go up to the one on the far left. We're going to call them injured person 1 for convenience. They have oxygen deprivation and internal bleeding from rapid decompression, according to the scanner.
Okay, I'm going to look in my data pad to see if there's anything I can do to help the internal bleeding.
Okay. By the way, there is a medical droid in the room, but it's offline right now. So your data pad does suggest some treatments. You can use a combination of various sort of concoctions that are available in any standard med bay, as well as getting them back on sort of regulated oxygen will help this person make a recovery.
Could I find some of these concoctions in the med bay?
Yeah. So you rummage around the med bay looking in various cabinets and such, and you eventually find some of the sort of poultices and medicines that you need.
Okay, I say I'm going to apply some of this medicine. Ita, get to work on that medical droid.
I do. I go over to the medical droid and I see if I can get it online.
Okay. So so you begin applying the medicine, and the person. This is actually going to require basically to inject it in the correct places. This is going to require an average medicine check, buddy.
Okay. I have 2 green on medicine.
Do you want to upgrade one of those?
Well, you mean with the Destiny die?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've given him power.
The power to Buddy.
So that'll be 1 yellow, 1 green, and 2 purple then. And actually, because you went on your before you roll, because you went on your data pad beforehand and searched some of the information instead of just going to operate, I'm going to give you a boost die. So 1 blue die as well.
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Excellent.
That works.
So you are able to stabilize this person. You've got them on an oxygen mask. You got them the medicine they needed, and now their vital signs are beginning to tick up. You still have 2 more patients. I'm going to jump to Ben. You're trying to get the droid up online. So, what do you So do you flip a switch? What do you do?
Well,
have you tried turning it on and turning it back off again? I shout from the corner.
I do first check to make sure the droid is on.
So you turn it on, it begins to hum up to life, and then it goes. So the droid has some sort of malfunction.
I assume it has to do with a battery or power source. So I check for its power source.
Okay, the power source is there.
Okay, am I able to take it out and inspect it?
You could, yeah.
I do that. I take the power source out and inspect it, see if I can find out what's wrong with it.
Okay. You find out the power source is fine. That's not the problem.
Alright. So then I check into its wiring, I guess. See if there's any broken wires, any busted wires, any cut wires.
Yeah, so that's going to require a average. That's going to require a hard mechanics check.
All right, so
I'll give you a boost die since you already checked the battery.
Okay, so
you got this.
1B, 3, 3G, 3P.
Oh, damn, boy. Okay.
Damn.
Ooh, threat though.
So
Yeah.
you are able to you're able to turn on the droid, and it begins to hum up to life. It turns out there was some loose wiring, and eventually the droid begins to come fully online. And unfortunately, although while you were wiring it, you accidentally bypassed an important system that allows you to set its triage rating. And so it is now automatically, and it's hard locked into high triage mode. Which, if you know anything about triage, basically just means it will save the easiest people it can save and leave the most critical conditions for last, assuming that those people are probably going to die anyway. That's sort of the basis of triage.
That's not the worst. That's not the worst side effect I could get.
And seeing the droid boot up, I immediately step in front of my patient, like, stay away.
The droid begins to come over, and it can read the diagnostic. You don't have to protect the patient. It knows that patient's okay now.
Does that message
it
get
takes
across
out
to
a
me?
saw and begins cutting off its arm.
Does what you just say, is that apparent to my character?
It's apparent because the droid walks up to the table, looks at the computer screen on the table, and then walks away to the next table.
Yeah, I calm down and move away.
Okay. Xiao, are you a little nervous around droids? That seems
Yes,
like a...
yeah.
Okay. So you walk to the next... so the droid walks to the next table and begins reading out the diagnostic. And begins operating. Let's see if it's the second person. The second person had what? What were you saying, Ben?
I was gonna go over to the person that it's not operating on, and call Xiao over and see if we can save this person.
It's a good idea. I love.
Well, I'm just like leaning on the wall, like just making sure everything's all right.
Okay, the wall's solid.
Cedric, you want to go out and
roll cool to see if you can look cool while leaning on the wall.
you want to go see if you can help those soldiers?
Sure, why not? I'd rather bash things and make things better.
Okay, so Cedric finally stops his important task of testing the structure. Who was gonna? We don't know. Children, what if a child walked past that wall, tested its structural integrity, and it collapsed?
What if that wall was emboldened with flammable cladding? He could have been testing that.
Okay, so,
What if he ruins the structural integrity of the wall?
well, he could have weakened it. You know.
Do I have to roll for that?
Badass leaning on it.
I asked Xiao to get out his data pad.
Yeah, I want to read the diagnostic thing first.
Yeah, first I'm going to have the droid work on the second, and then we'll do that one. So the droid begins operating on the second person, who is going to have...
I look at it suspiciously as it does.
You just see it sawing its legs off. You're just like, it doesn't look good.
This guy need a double amputation?
I'm sure it'll be fine. The droid yells.
The droid can talk.
What does this droid actually look like?
I can quickly find a handout. Didn't expect anyone to ask this.
A basic description would be fine.
Well, it's kind of hard to describe.
It looks like a trash can with a rotating head.
So R2-D2?
First, I'm going to have it roll. Oh, fucking fantastic roll. And that's its... Oh, I was hoping the picture would pop up in Discord.
Yeah, oh well.
Why doesn't it do that? Doesn't it usually do that?
Yeah.
Oh, God!
Oh, it did. It popped up.
It does
Yep.
take a
So
while sometimes.
Anyway, so that's what the medical droid looks like.
It's
pretty
terrifying.
scary. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Anyway, but it is a good doctor. We cannot fault it for its doctor.
Yep.
Yet.
You could say that again.
So it begins, and that was a pretty hard roll. You can see it has 3 difficulty and a challenge die, but it was able to pull it off. It was able to pull it off big time, to the point where this man, who was previously had 3rd-degree burns across their entire body, is quickly wrapped up in special synth skin, basically, replacing the burned parts of his body. And the droid injects him with chemical stim packs to revitalize him, and he's now leaning up on the table, able to walk. And he's like, "What happened? Oh God, there was so much pain." And the droid says, "Please calm down."
I lean in and go, "Wonder attack by pirates."
And he's like, "Oh God, pirates!" Okay, so anyway, meanwhile, you were operating Shao on the 3rd victim. So you look at the diagnostic set. Oh, you're assisting. Excellent. So the diagnostic says that the 3rd person has a large piece of shrapnel in their chest, which you could see without even looking at the diagnostic, and they're bleeding out very quickly.
Okay,
So,
I have a look to see what's the. I look on the data pad specifically. What would be the fastest way to stop somebody bleeding out from a large cut?
The fastest way to stop someone bleeding out from a large cut would be like it. So in a surgical environment, which you are currently in, would be to remove it very quickly and stitch up the wound and use as many gauze as you can.
Is Cedric already gone?
And if you have them, anticoagulants would be very helpful in this sort of situation too.
I tried to remove the piece of shrapnel.
Whoa, you're just going, okay.
We got seconds to spare here, Marshall.
Okay, I see him doing it then. And I look.
You're like, go!
I look for some bandages and some anticoagulants around.
Okay. You find some bandages and anticoagulants. So I'm going to give you. So the check is going to be a complicated one, because you did the pre-research. You get a boost like before. You will, since Ben and Putty are working together on this, it's going to be an assisted check. And the way that work, I don't think I talked about this. Did I talk about assisted checks in the introduction?
I'm not sure.
We'll go into them now. So, Putty, what is your medicine?
Yeah, it's 2 green.
Okay.
2 ability.
I mean, so all you have is 2 intellect and no medicine. Ben, what is your medicine?
I have 3 medicine.
You have 3 skill in medicine? Or
No,
3
3 green.
Okay, once again, that basically you can just say, in that case, you can just say, I'm rolling my ability. That means you don't have a skill in medicine, you just have a general ability that allows you to make a roll in it. So basically, because Ben has the higher intellect, we're going to use his intellect. Usually we would combine the higher intellect with the higher medicine skill, and that would make a combined check. But because neither of you has a medicine skill, we're just going to add another boost die from Putty's assistance. So the check is going to be 3 green, 2 blue, and then it's a formidable. Is it formidable? It's a daunting, medical check, which is not as bad as formidable, by the way.
Okay.
So good.
It's gonna be. I actually made the check for the robot too hard. It was supposed to be easier for the robot. Anyway.
Well, the robot.
Holy shit, that's a daunting check indeed.
So anyway, the check he made is daunting.
Wow.
And so it's gonna be 2 difficulty and 2 challenge. So 2 purple and 2 red. I would. So just to refresh. So it's going to be 3 green ability dice, 2 blue boost dice, 2 purple difficulty dice, and 2 red challenge dice.
You got this, Ita.
Oh, wait, so I'm rolling it?
Yeah, because
you're rolling it, Ben, because you have the higher intellect.
All right, so So 3
Three
green, 2 blue.
Shao, the most stupid person here, was just like, "Give me that," and just started operating on the first person.
Hey, I did my research.
Well, I was
Yeah,
the computer
yeah.
guy.
Exactly. She did her research, and it was the easiest person to operate on. She knew her limits.
So just to clarify, 3 green, 2 blue, 2 red, 2 purple.
Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of dice. Yeah.
Yes!
That's excellent.
That's an
That's
advantage.
excellent. A lot of times boost die just come out as nothing, like they're completely non-helping. So that is a really good roll, especially considering the boost die actually did something.
That was a lot of fucking failure you overcame.
Yeah. 3 failure, 2 threat. Okay, so
Wow, awesome.
how would you like to use your advantage? So basically, in combat, there are strict rules. Not strict. There's kind of strict rules in combat for how advantage and triumph is used, and I actually put handouts for that. But when you're out of combat, it's very sort of... There's no hard and fast rules for how you use advantage out of combat. So it's kind of up to you. Narratively, how would you like to use that advantage? You've helped this person. You've saved their life. What does the advantage mean for them? Or for you?
They are perhaps an important person on the ship, like not like the captain or anything, but maybe like a sergeant or something, a higher rank than the others that we've assisted, so he can help us.
So
more.
I'm going to sort of correct your use of advantage here. Advantage is not used in the same way Destiny is. That would be a use of Destiny to say this guy, because that's changing the story, and that's something only Destiny can do. I mean, advantage can change the story, but it has to be related to like your medical treatment that you gave this guy is not going to make him an important person on the ship.
Okay.
So the advantage has to be related to your medical treatment.
If you don't agree, though, I wouldn't mind using Destiny to do that, because that sounds really cool, man.
Okay, well, we can do that after after you figure out what you're doing with the advantage.
Would he be willing, perhaps, to compensate Shao and I for our efforts? With some credits.
Okay. That's fair. Okay, so a little bit greedy, but we'll take it.
Very greedy.
We saved his life. I mean, it's not like I asked for it. He just gives it to us.
No, that's fair. You're not like, it's not like you're like, give me money. You're just saying the advantage means he gives. Eton is not being greedy. Ben is being greedy.
Eton's like, it's free at the point of use, but...
Okay, so you revive this person, and are you, Shao, you're flipping a Destiny die to make this an important person?
Yeah.
Okay. So you flip a Destiny die. I already know I'm going to make it. I like that use, by the way. So, and I flip the Destiny die to make them a horrific cripple. No.
We got 3 dark and 2 light Destiny at the moment, right? With this flip?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. So I haven't figured out a good way to track it in on Roll20. I sort of do it using 2 cups on my table with dice. One of them is the dark cup, and the other is the light cup, and I just move a dice over each time. But eventually, hopefully, I'll figure out a way to do it so that we can all see.
So just set up a webcam on the cups.
On the cups, yeah. Then I would have to do this over Skype, though. How can I show you guys the webcam?
Roll20,
using Roll20. Shit, dude. Well, I'll do this eventually. That sounds fun. Okay, so anyway, you guys cup cam. So you guys get up this person, and even though you guys have been calling it a dude because of, and it might have well been beforehand, but because of Shao's Destiny die, it's actually been a woman the whole time. In fact, it's been a Rhodian woman. And they haven't been wearing a crew uniform like I lied about before, like a dirty liar.
Marshall.
They've been wearing Jedi robes, okay? This is a Jedi chaperone who was sent with you to guide this group of Padawans. Their name
would
is
we not have known them originally?
No, you know them.
No.
They just wouldn't have been here originally. They were somewhere else on the ship. Because of the Destiny die, they're now in... Basically, that was the use of the Destiny die. You moved an important person from where they would have been. You basically made Lee San Wei take a thing to the chest. Using the Destiny. She was fine before, and now she's just had
But the dude who was on that table is completely cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the ebb and flow of Destiny. So, Lee Swan Wei spends a Destiny point to kill you guys. No. So Lee Swan Wei, you recognize this person. She's a Jedi Knight. She's probably, on average about 10 years older than you guys, to where she is a fully fledged member of the Jedi, but she's not a respected master in the Order. She is, however, skilled and respected enough to be sent as the chaperone of this journey, which means she's pretty well respected.
Would she be the only chaperone? Or...
Yes, the only Jedi chaperone.
Oh, thank Jesus we saved her.
I think it'd be pretty funny if Putty spent the die, even though she died. Like if Ben failed and then Putty was like, I think it'd be interesting if we just killed an important character.
And it happens to be our Jedi chaperone.
Okay, so anyway, which would be interesting, but also gruesome. So she gets up and she says, "Oh dear, what happened? I was eating breakfast in the cafeteria, and then."
Good for you. That's the way to go about it.
I tell her that we removed a large piece of shrapnel from her chest, and I point to the piece of shrapnel.
I tell her we're under attack by pirates.
I love this.
Oh. By the moons of Corellia, that's a huge piece of shrapnel.
It is.
I was also shocked he removed it without harm.
I was too.
She sort of moves apart her robes and looks at the enormous stitch marks down her chest. And she's like, "Holy crap! Modern medicine, am I right?"
Xiao nods, except for the robots in modern medicine.
The robot, like, sort of awkwardly right behind Xiao. Casting a dark shadow over her.
I jump a little bit.
Do you need treatment? She says. So anyway, I never realized how creepy these robots looked until today.
Yeah, they're very creepy.
So anyway,
They're a hand.
So you, so Lee Swan Wei sort of gets up, sort of shaking her injuries off, and says, "Oh, so we're under attack. That's it."
As far as we know.
By the way, Charles, you are breathing. Could you get a pop filter or something? Because you are breathing like a fucking wildebeest in your mic.
Yeah, I've switched mics, and it's a not very good one.
Okay.
That robot reminds me of this one for some reason.
Is that from Futurama?
Yeah. The clamps! Our clamp-like device.
Okay, so, she says, "Well, we need to get you three off the ship. You're the most important cargo here."
We kind of said Cedric to
shocked.
What'd you say, Ita?
We kind of sent Cedric into the battle.
Dear Lord, Cedric the Padawan?
Yes, I believe so.
Well, hopefully there's not too much danger out there. We should find him immediately. We need to group the three of you together and get you to an escape shuttle immediately.
What about the rest of the crew?
The rest of the crew are here to save your lives.
But we just saved theirs.
Well, then, now they can save your lives. She says,
we can't just leave them here.
She says, the rest of the crew will get off the shuttles when the ship is about to be boarded. But for now, it is important that you get off first.
I nod solemnly.
You can try to, if you want, convince Lee Swan Wei that you guys should stay.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna say
using a social skill check. So you can use You could use charm if you want to use sort of positive influence. You can use coercion if you want to scare her. You can use leadership if you want to step up, although that's pretty hard considering she is in a position above you, technically.
I think I'm going to try and use charm and say, who knows what's going to happen once that shuttle leaves the ship. I think the best chance of survival for everyone on board is to keep all of our strength together.
I agree with Shao.
Okay. I'm just going to... So I'm going to have... That's not really charm. That's just the use of logic,
okay.
which is. So here's the way I do.
Very charming to me.
Charm is like, oh, your muscles, they're so big. That's charm.
But when I said all my strength, I also meant her. She's really strong.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna go for
that's charm then.
Okay, cool.
So roll. If we're rolling charm, this is gonna be basically a charm. Your charm versus her discipline. So what is your charm?
1 proficiency and 3 ability, I think.
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
that's very good.
Her discipline is going to be. Let me check the tables in the appendix. Okay, so her discipline is going to be 2. That's it?
You've got 3 dark side destiny, Marshall.
I might want to boost this up a bit. So she has, so she's gonna roll 2 proficiency dice, but I'm gonna flip a destiny die and upgrade it. And what happens if you upgrade it where there's nothing left to be upgraded? It just adds an ability. So now instead of 2 proficiency, it's 2 proficiency and 1 ability. So you're gonna roll, but for you, since you're the one rolling, this is called an opposed check, by the way. It won't be proficiency and ability. It will be challenge and difficulty in this case. So you're going to be rolling, Putty, against, like I said, 2 challenge and 1 difficulty die. So 2 red and 2 purple. Or 1 purple.
Come on, Putty.
I think I got it. Yay.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys have been really good. Usually someone fucks up really badly, and there really hasn't been any of that. So
No, the only fail is Charles, and it wasn't that bad of a fail, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, your fail wouldn't have been that bad of a fail either, because
Oh yeah, true.
it's just trying to convince her to stay.
And she casts me out. Like, how dare you suggest such a thing? Thrown to the wind.
she kills you and says, "Who wants to object next?"
I scream, "Shout!"
Okay, so anyway, so you convince her with the use of logic and maybe a little bit of flattery that she is a strong Jedi, and
Strong and independent.
Strong and independent Jedi woman, Rodian.
Who don't need no humans.
Oh, by the way, forgot about this handout. How could I forget? How could I forget? So I just made 2 handouts public in Discord. Do you want me to send them to you? I mean, not in Discord, on Roll20. Do you want me to send these to you on Roll20? So that you have them?
On Roll20? We have them on Roll20.
Sorry, I meant on Discord. Sorry.
No, I'm just going to paste the pictures into Discord.
Oh, great. Well, if you can do that, then I don't have to.
Well,
so
this ways.
The one on the left is Danlin. That's the guy who woke you up, Putty. That's what he looked like. Total badass.
Does look like it, yeah.
And then Lee Swan Wee is the one on the right. If she looks a little funky, it's because I had to do some Photoshop editing to change her skin color and the color of her lightsaber.
Alright, it looks good.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, so anyway, but yeah, these are...
I like her little ears.
Yeah, her little ears that stick out of holes that I cannot see. They're just sort of coming out of her head. Out of her hood. There's
Yep.
Also, can you imagine that having to if you wear a hood, having to sort of thread your ears into the
hood? Especially with those weird crescents on top.
Plus, if you're ever in the cold, your ears are gonna freeze.
No, because you have little earmuffs or something.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. You gotta bring earmuffs. You gotta bring earmuffs. So, I mean, I would just wear like a big furry hat and say, hey, maybe the ears get crushed a little bit, but at least they'll be warm. So anyway, she says, she comes around. She says, fine. You're right. It's a bad lesson for Padawans to put themselves in front of other people. I sometimes am overzealous in the protection of the order. We have to be nowadays, but you're right. We can't lose ourselves. I'm going to actually, as a result, sort of because you stood up to her, Lee Swan Wee thinks a little bit better of you.
Cool.
She likes you as a person, even if she maybe thinks you're a little bit defiant. But yeah. She likes you as a person. She now says, okay, if we're going to stay and help the ship, then the best thing we could do is see if the gun emplacements are being manned to fight off any enemy fighters.
All right.
Okay, so she gets up and leads you to the nearest one, which is out in the corridor. There's one guy left in the med bay who the droid is just like helping now. It's like, I will help you.
Wait, I thought we killed all of them.
Yeah, there wasn't there 3?
There was 3. So Lee Swan Wee was 1. The other guy got up and then ran. Remember, because the med droid helped
the pirates.
Oh, so he's helping the one that I treated.
One that you treated that you saved, but he's still unconscious.
Okay.
So the med droid's just gonna...
That was a little edgy about the fact that he's going near her patient, but she walks off anyway.
You just hear screams. And you come back in, and it's just the med droid malfunctioning, just screaming.
Pain.
Oh God,
pain.
No, stop! I can't. Have the other 2 of you watched the most recent episode of Doctor Who?
Yep.
I have not.
It was so fucked. So fucked.
So fucking fucked.
It's fine, guys. I'll fix the medical droid. Turns down the volume.
So was that what that was in the episode? The volume knob?
Yeah.
Because I assumed it was like morphine, like a morphine drip.
They're in just as much pain. They just can't hear it anymore.
Then what the fuck is those drips?
I think that's to get away the pain, but the knob I think was just the volume.
Oh, okay. Well, why even give them a volume knob then?
For that awesome moment where where she realizes all they did was turn the volume off.
Yeah.
No. The drip is actually stopping them like producing the noise.
Oh.
It's the volume stuff.
Wait, what? The drip is connected to the volume?
I think it isn't the volume. What he's saying is that the knob is turning up the drip and stopping the noise, but I think that they're just ignoring the noise.
And it could be either. I mean, I forget, where was the volume knob on? Was it on?
It was on the drip.
It was on
because it was on top of the drip.
So that's why I assumed it was the drip, because I feel like if it was the volume, it'd be on their little speaker box.
Yeah, maybe.
The speaker box. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Either way, though, that was really fucked up and fuel. You guys see the genesis of the Cybermen walking down the hallway. At least one we's like, kill these fuckers. No. So yeah, you see at the end of the corridor a small sort of chamber, sort of an alcove that has a gun emplacement, and there's another one down from that. So there's 2 gun emplacements. There's also some computers and such that can be used. You're not exactly sure what they're for, though. So what do you guys do?
Ita, you want to take a look at those computers?
Yeah, I go over to the computers and I try and figure out...
Were you meant to be a computer guy, or has that just become a thing this session?
I mean, that just has become a thing because my computer skill was actually a lot higher than I thought.
Often that's what happens is like people like put something into a skill and if no one else has that skill, then they become the guy.
Like I have 2 rank. I have 2 rank in computers and I have 3 intellect, so I have 2 proficiency and 1 ability. So I'm like really pretty good.
Yeah. I don't have 2 proficiency in anything yet.
I have 2 proficiency in 3 things.
I have 2. I also have 2 proficiency in deception
and hopefully
and stealth.
And hopefully this first session is a way of showing that even though it is that spending XP on increasing your skills isn't the most glamorous thing, skills are super important in this game. They're pretty much everything. Always, it's tempting to spend all your XP on force powers and talents, but it's also crucial to make sure you have a strong basis in skills.
Oh, Marshall, there is a way to track destiny in the G20 character sheets.
What?
Yeah.
There's a destiny pool. We have
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to head to the toilet right quick. It's only going to be like a minute.
I'll figure out while you're in the toilet.
It's right on top of the character sheet.
So let me see if this. The only way this will work though is if it's the same for everyone. And the problem
You can sync with GM.
Yeah, there's a sync pool with GM.
Here's the problem, and I just realized it. It's the same reason why we can't use the pool. It's a pro thing. I have to pay money to use that. I'm pretty sure.
Let's not pay.
Are you sure you don't want to pay, buddy?
You mean how much is it?
It's $10 a month.
Yeah, no.
Okay. and we're probably going to be doing this for a few months, so that's
unless you use on the pad light.
I mean, unless we all want to pitch in.
I might be able to figure out a way to track Destiny using the Discord dice roller. I know the Discord dice roller has other functions. Basically, what we found out, Putty, is that just like the
paid
dice
feature?
roller, yeah, it's a paid feature, so we can't use it. But I'll be in between sessions. I might check this. I think the Destiny dice roller has an ability to maybe track Destiny. I'll check out. I'll look in the basically the README file for it and see if there's anything there. Anyway,
cool.
So, although I still like this whole webcam idea. So you guys. So Ben, you're on the computers. Do either of you go to the gun emplacements?
Did we ever get? Did we get
no,
paid credits, by the way?
I'm still.
Oh, the credits! So Lee Swan Wee, for some reason, she's like, by the way, guys. By the way, actually, I think it'd be more realistic. So what happened is the droid said, so as you guys were leaving the room, the droid says, and I'm going to have it do it to Xiao, since she's the person who does like droids. As you guys were leaving the room, the droid says, thank you for your service to the Galactic Republic Medical Corps. We will compensate you. And he sort of holds out his hand and places credits in yours.
I'm literally shaking as I take them. Is he gonna kill me?
And I'm gonna actually have you roll 1d100 plus 20 on roll 20 to see how many credits they gave you.
Come on, Putty.
So you get at least 21. But
been a while since I've rolled on D20.
Do you remember how to do it? Okay, good.
Oh!
Wow!
I got a 99.
Yeah, no, I saw.
No, I'm saying because the recording can't see D20.
Oh, yeah. 99. So you get the droid reaches out and hands you 119 credits, which is a weird number, but
it's the hourly pay for a junior doctor in the Galactic Empire.
The bureaucracy, it changes credit by week. It's just goes up or down a credit every once in a while. And then the droid sort of, if it could smile, it would, and then it walks away.
I'm still shaking like a couple seconds after it walks away.
Okay. So, if you want, Xiao, you can put the credits in your inventory, or you could split them up between the three of you.
Yeah, we'll split them. You take the 60, because you fucking removed a big piece of shrapnel from somebody's chest, and I'll take the 59.
Alright.
Does Cedric not get, like, 1 credit for the...
I'm not there!
Yeah, but there. You were on a wall.
I say to Ita, if you want to keep a few for Cedric, you've got the extra.
What if the wall collapsed and killed Lee Swan?
I'll keep 1 credit for Cedric for helping with that wall.
That is almost just like a meme. Like you're keeping that's a spiteful credit. You're like credit. You just throw it at him,
bitch.
Now take off your shirt.
So anyway, So you guys back. So that's sort of like a weird little flashback there. You guys are back at the place where the computers and the gunning positions are. Thank you for reminding me about that, by the way, buddy.
Yeah, thanks.
So yeah, you guys. So Ben is at the computer. Before I tell him what he's doing, are you guys doing anything while Ben's at the computer? While Utah's at the computer.
Oh, is Cedric here now?
Cedric is here. He was just.
When
down
did
the
I
corridor.
come back?
You
I ran off to like find the soldiers. I thought.
Yeah, but you never found them, and so you just wandered back here.
Okay, that's fair.
They're all dead.
Wow.
I'm gonna run up to one of the turret placement things.
Okay, there's another one, Putty, if you want to man one.
I don't want to man it. I just want to take a look.
Okay, you take a look. So basically, you just use its scanners to see what's going on outside.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. Well, I just meant I was having a look and make sure it was all operational and stuff, but that's a good idea too.
Okay.
See if they're actually pirates.
See, when you said take a look, I thought you meant look out into the outside. But so you kind of get on the turret, but you're like, I'm not going to shoot this thing.
No.
And then you start looking at it.
It's basically just a big droid.
So both of you are. So both of you are able. The whole ship's a big droid if you think about it like that.
Oh no, that's like when people tell me spiders are everywhere.
There's probably spiders on the ship too.
Fuck you.
Anyway, so you are on. So you're looking. Both of you are able to see on your sensors, as well as Ben, that that what is outside of the ship are basically enemy fighters. From what you can tell, from their readout, they appear to be.
Are they pirates?
Yar! You see the Jolly Roger.
Yeah, it's like if you guys ever seen, I forget what the name of the movie is, Treasure Planet, where they're like in space but they're on actual traditional pirate ships.
I haven't seen that.
I want to.
I want to
now I want a One Piece sequel set in space.
Basically, it's like that, but like not anime. That's what Treasure Planet is. It's made by Disney. Anyway,
are they on the search for said treasure planet?
Yeah, they are. It's like
yeah.
the search. You know, like have you seen the El Dorado movie made by DreamWorks?
No, I should have though. That sounds interesting to me.
Oh, it's so good! It's my favorite DreamWorks movie, probably.
What?
Anyway,
they made Kung Fu Panda.
Look, buddy, I just don't have your extreme love for
How
Kung
can
Fu
you
Panda.
not love Kung Fu Panda 2? It has the greatest villain in children's animated
that's
comedy
right, it's
history.
Specifically Kung Fu Panda 2.
Oh no, the entire trilogy is a classic masterpiece. But number 2 in particular, because that fucking peacock is the greatest heel in all of children's animated comedy.
Okay. Anyway.
What about the fourth? Is there a fourth?
I don't think there's a fourth yet.
I really like the musical numbers on El Dorado.
All of this, like the really good DreamWorks stuff, the music is key. It's the same with like Shrek 2. Like the music is key to that being a classic comedy of our era.
What? Are you talking about Kung Fu Panda or just Shrek?
Shrek 2. Shrek 1 is garbage.
Okay.
And Kung Fu Panda's music is amazing too.
So you go to I forget what the fuck were we talking about?
We saw ships outside.
Treasure Planet, and then you saw ships. Okay, so Z-21 Star Raiders. Basically, what they look like. I don't actually have a handout for them because I made them up. But the way they look are, they have an incredibly long bow, which tapers sharply to a bubble cockpit at the back, with 2 shallow wings on the port and starboard sides, and 2 long wings on the dorsal and ventral sides. Dorsal and ventral being dorsal's top, ventral's bottom. More ship terms for you. And an auto blaster affixed to the bow of the ship, which once again is the front of the ship. For some reason, they use fore and bow interchangeably in ship terminology. Look, I've just become a ship expert. Anyway, only spaceships though. I only know about spaceships. So, So yeah, that is what you see. Would any of you like to roll a knowledge of the underworld to know what the ship is used by?
Sure.
I'm gonna have a quick look to see if I want to.
I'll roll.
What do you mean by quick look? Does that mean you're rolling or?
Quick look at my my skill for that.
Okay.
I'll take a roll.
Okay. The difficulty will be average 2 difficulty die.
All right, so
I don't want to.
I don't want to.
I don't want to. Even though I have 2 career skills and knowledge.
Oh god.
So you rolled a little too harshly on yourself there. That's going to have to be a reroll because you rolled a challenge instead of difficulty.
You failed, but you're happy about it.
But no, just re-roll it with difficulty die because that was a complete farce. Okay.
Oh, you succeeded!
I'm
Good
almost
job.
pissed. I'm almost pissed. This is almost like you cheated just now. Okay.
Add the 2 of them together.
Well, he'd still win.
But he'd have 2 advantage.
He'd have 1 advantage because the threat would cancel 1 out.
There's a threat?
Oh wait, you have 3 advantage. You'd still have 2 advantage. Shit. Wow, what a pro. What a
Wouldn't
pro.
there be a new threat from the second roll?
It would be the threat from the second roll.
I see.
Combined with, you know what I mean?
Because there's another advantage in the second roll that going to cancel out,
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're just going to use all of the last roll he rolled. So he succeeds quite well at his check. To the point where he knows for a fact, very certainly, he must have studied it at the academy at some point. Perhaps he wants to be a. Are you a sentinel, Ben?
Yeah.
That is perfect, because sentinels would study underworld sort of lore to know crime figures that they're trying to bust. So, because that's often something they do. They infiltrate crime syndicates.
Yeah,
so
I'm even a shadow, so I'm like.
So it kind of works
undercover.
It works with your background. So you know that from your study as a sentinel so far that this is that these star raiders are used specifically by one outfit, and that is the Exchange Crime Syndicate. These are not pirates. They're an organized sort of crime organization.
Are you saying that pirates are not organized?
I yell over at Shao, hey, these aren't pirates!
They only get organized in the third Pirates of the Caribbean movie, so...
And then there's a big vote.
I tell everyone the information that I've discovered.
Okay.
They're not pirates, Shao.
They're good guys!
Ben Damlin lied.
Oh, shit!
Oh, God! Why, Danlin? Why?
And then I went on to lie multiple times.
He must pay for his sins.
I must commit seppuku.
Oh, God. Shao, I must say, your character's pretty weird.
Shao, are you okay?
Okay, so yeah, Ben, you told them they're not pirates. Do you tell them what they are?
I do.
He said
They're
he
the
told us
Exchange Crime
everything.
Syndicate.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, whatever they are, they should be blown up if they're attacking us.
If they're a crime syndicate, that means they probably work for profit. What could be on this ship? Looks at the Jedi.
Yeah,
The Jedi says, good question. The ship itself does not have much cargo on it.
except us.
Well, I was joking before when I called you cargo. She says...
But are you saying we're not important enough to see?
Well, that's true. They could be trying to abduct the Padawans, or they could just be taking us out... Oh, no. Well, there's a possibility that they weren't here to attack us, that they just saw us. There's a possibility that their intended target is the temple. You see, there's many valuable Jedi crystals down below on the surface. On the black market, they trade for upwards of 10,000 credits apiece.
So I'm just gonna...
Criminals could be after them. Or they could be trying to board the ship and abduct you people. That's true, too. Beyond that, I don't know.
Well, whatever we've got to do, we've
But
got to
they're
shoot
probably
the
not
guy
here
down.
to negotiate. she says.
How many ships were there?
From what you can see, there are something like 4 fighters around the ship. Your sensors also detect shuttles far in the distance on their way, and the two. But those sensors, as far as the gun emplacements, they are only able to face one part of the ship, and the part they're facing, they are able to see right now 2 fighters. So there's 2 fighters on this side, 2 fighters on the other side.
Okay, I say, from where I'm sitting, that our best course of action to save as much life as possible would be to destroy one of the fighters in a vicious manner to scare off the rest.
How do you viciously destroy a fighter?
Like, not like cut it in half, but like destroy every piece of it in a massive, beautiful explosion.
Okay, you might have
Yeah, I can do that.
You might have to use the droids for this, Putty. Or as most people call them, guns.
At this point, I'm going to attempt to shoot the nearest.
Oh God!
Okay.
Nearest fighter.
Did you tell us about this first?
No, I just do it once you said like about the shooting stuff.
Okay, when I notice this, I shiver a little and say, "Ita, stay on the computers. I'm going to hop in the other turret."
Alright.
And I do so.
Okay, so you two
Marshall,
are on
quick
the
question.
turrets. Yeah.
Am I able to change the deflector shields
the
from here?
deflector shields, yes.
Okay. So, are we on the port side now?
You are still on the port side.
Alright, so they're on the opposite side of us.
Well, 2 of them are on the opposite side.
Okay, so I move the 2 deflector shields from the aft and the 4 towards the starboard side.
Okay, so now the shields are on the starboard and port sides. Great tactics there. And you are so Ben is just going away on his computers. He's like, "Yeah, shields!" And he screams out.
I'm frantically reading on my data pad how to like operate one of these things safely.
Where is
the trigger shell? Pull the trigger!
Where I'm just trying to like push as many buttons as possible to see what works.
How to operate a light blaster turret for dummies. Step 1.
Oh, I found a handy YouTube video.
Just pull the trigger shell!
Okay. It is a little more complicated than just pulling a trigger.
You gotta take the cap
aim.
off first.
You gotta aim. You gotta turn it on.
Gotta take the cap off first.
It's not already
On the
on?
trigger
What?
guard.
Okay, so I'm about to die. This is genius.
Hopefully, so are those pirates.
No pirate shout!
Okay.
They're organized crime!
I don't remember what I was doing. Okay, so
Cedric, first of all, is shooting. That's he was the first off the trigger.
that's the first thing that's happening. So, this is going to involve gunnery checks, and because this is technically a combat encounter, we're going to have first you guys roll for initiative. Now, because you guys stepped into these gunnery seats knowing you would be engaging in combat, this is going to use cool instead of vigilance. So I'm going to have everyone involved in the combat. I'm going to even have Ben roll, just because if he wants to do something with the ship's systems on his turn, he can participate. So everyone roll their cool. And this will be simple cool. There'll be no difficulty or anything. Ooh, nice willpower there. Or is that... Oh, no, that's cool. What is cool? Is cool willpower or presence?
Presence.
Is it? Okay, interesting. Yeah, okay, great.
So we got a lot of success and a lot of advantage.
Yeah, overall, this is... So basically, in an initiative check, success is way better than advantage. But advantage is still usable. I'm going to roll for...
Wait, so Ben didn't get... Does the advantage for Ben count as success, or is it just advantage?
No, it's advantage. It does not... So, it's advantage. Basically, the way it works is... the people with the higher amount of success go first, and then if there's a tie on success, advantage decide.
What happens if there's a tie on both?
Like
right
Destiny!
Well, if it's 2 players, I just let... Oh, well, actually, So we're about to get to the interesting initiative system of Star Wars that is different than any initiative system I've ever played, although maybe it's like Shadowrun, because apparently this game's similar to Shadowrun. So I haven't played Shadowrun. So if it's similar to Shadowrun's, then slap my ass and call me Granny.
I can't remember Shadowrun's initiative.
Okay.
Okay, Granny.
What the fuck?
Did you feel that slap? Nice advantage there, Marshy.
Yep, these guys are pros. They know what they're doing.
They're not quick off the draw, though.
That guy's a pro.
That guy's quick off the draw.
That guy's okay. Anyway. Very mature. Very mature. Okay. So the way initiative works in this game, which I love, is that there's no hard and fast placement for where each individual player goes. There are player initiative slots and NPC or enemy initiative slots. So let's see here. So the first one is going to be an NPC 1, and then after that, you guys both tied for second place. So we'll just put player.
Well, put Cedric ahead if that's a thing, because he did in the story go first.
We'll get to that. But you're right. He did in the story go first. Although he might have been really slow and just fucked up, and he's like,
I'm pressing so many buttons that it actually stops working.
The only reason why
you turned it off.
The only reason why
I turned it off and back on again to make sure it's working.
She noticed that Cedric was doing something.
Okay. So I'm gonna write this initiative order out on Discord.
I don't have any combat skills until we get lightsabers, so this could be ugly.
What's your computer skill, Putty?
My computer, it's not going to be good because I'm really stupid. I'm just 2G.
It's not
Putty is basically useless.
Once I get a lightsaber, I'm a badass. I have 3G and one yellow.
But thankfully, because the way this game works, unlike the brutal skill system I designed, it is even if you're not skilled, you still have a chance. You can still, if you have high intellect or high brawn or whatever you're doing. So here's the initiative order. So the way initiative works in this is everyone rolls their initiative, but initiative slots are sort of fluid. So, for example, I can have either of the NPC fighters go in NPC slot 1 or NPC slot 5. It doesn't matter. Whereas you guys can decide amongst yourselves who's going to go second, third, and fourth. It's up to you. You have to decide as a team.
Now?
Yeah, because, no, NPC 1's going to go first. But
okay.
So
I'll explain. At the time it's somebody's turn. Okay.
The reason I like this system is, one, it totally allows you, if you're a fan of the old system where the person who rolled the highest goes first, you can do that. You just say, okay, Cedric rolled you two rolled the highest, so we'll say you two go the first. You can do that. Also, you can use it to your advantage in combat. If someone necessarily didn't roll high in initiative, but they have, for example, a powerful grenade that they can use to take out a squadron of enemies, and you want them to go first, then you can have them go first. So it basically makes combat a little more team-based, a little more team-focused, because you can, sort of decide the order of which the team goes in. Okay, so NPC 1 is going to go, or in other words, one of the enemy fighters is going to go, and he is, he or she, we don't know, they are flying straight towards the ship. They're about to do a strafing run. They're going to use one of their maneuvers to sort of steady themselves, which will give them an upgrade to their check. So they are going to roll. Whoa, what did I just do? Oh, I just flipped a Putty. Okay. Sorry.
Flipped a Putty?
I flipped a Putty in my private chat on Discord, which is weird.
Oh.
I don't know what button I pushed, but
don't want to go in there.
No. I only go there when I'm called. Okay.
Are you a booty call, Marshall?
What? No.
Yes.
Damn you.
Also, why is the jukebox a server governor, but Dice Roller is just one of us?
One of the guys, because the jukebox I want to be able to enter anything on the server, but the dice roll I only want in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Kill.
Are you jealous? Do you want the dice roller to be like higher up in society?
Yeah, I think the Dice Roller deserves more, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe his own rank, Star Wars Dice Roller.
I'd be really worried that other people in other chats would figure out how to use him and then constantly spam the chat.
No, but if you give him the Star Wars Dice Roller rank, you could still have him only be in here, but he'd be above us at least.
I get you. He would have his own status in life. That's not a bad idea.
And if you ever need to add more Star Wars specific bots, you have a rank for it.
Yeah.
That is some ingenuitive thinking right there, bud.
It's what I do, man. It's all I'm good for.
Okay.
Look at that failure.
That is
but he's happy about
fail.
it. He's an advantageous failure.
So, he uses his 2 advantage to find a weak point in the ship that he can target on his next strafing run, giving him boost on his next strafing run. It is
All right.
now. It's now who wants to go first? I think Cedric wanted to, right?
Yeah,
Or
I
you guys
think
wanted Cedric to go first.
I think that makes story sense.
Okay.
So I saw this sort of ship come down, so I'm gonna target that ship in particular with the gun.
Okay. So you point your light blaster turret at him. The gun.
The gun.
Only gun.
So what is your gunnery skill?
Just 2 green, so with a build.
Why do I have the best gunner, but I'm not on the guns?
Because you're on the computers. You should assist us from the computers.
Can I do that? Can I take control of the guns?
Not take control, but maybe
What?
assisted aim assist.
Can I take control of the guns from the computer?
You cannot take control of the guns, but you can perhaps assist them from the computers.
Does that have to be on his turn, or can he do that now?
I would let him do it now, but it would take up his turn.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah,
Ben.
I would do that first.
Alright, I assist. I assume like I can help like
I'm only going to let him assist one of you, though, so you have to choose who he's going to assist.
Assist Cedric. He's more reckless, and I might be able to glean some stuff from my data pad.
Yeah,
I
You're like searching on the internet while you're shooting.
Oh yeah. Before I even touched anything, I'm like, how the fuck do I do this?
For someone who's scared of droids, you're very good with apps and like
Yeah.
So anyway, you
like just aim assist, right, or something.
well, basically, yeah, you're gonna help them track targets. That's what you're gonna do with your computers.
Yeah.
Which, for all you know, is what this computer was used for. So you, the difficulty is gonna be 3 hard. What's your gunnery, Ben?
My gunnery is 3 G, I think.
So what's Charles? What's Cedric's?
2.
Oh, okay, wow. So yeah, you're just Charles. You're just gonna use his 3, and it's gonna be 3 G, 1 boost die from the assistment, and the difficulty is gonna be 3 purple dice.
You got this, Charlie. You got this almost with some shit.
Some
Negative sound effects.
threat.
So you succeed. You succeed, but there's some stuff going on. So you fire a shot.
Pew!
I was drinking
it.
it.
Pew pew!
So it's a light blaster cannon. It does 4 damage, has a crit of 4, which basically means, and since you only got 1 success, that means you did its base damage of 4. So you fire off a shot, rings out, and it hits the Star Raider on its side. and it begins. The Star Raider, you can see it's pretty badly damaged, but it's still operable. And it's sort of smoking, we'll say. However, in the meantime, you sort of, between Ben and you ended up sending too many commands at once to the ship's computer, and it caused some strain on the ship's systems. So the ship takes 2 system strain as a result, which is basically, you guys, you know how you guys take, you guys have damage thresholds and strain thresholds?
Yeah.
Well, the ships in this game have similar functions. They have hull thresholds and system strain thresholds. And so the ship just took some system strain as a result.
Yeah.
Sort of
because I was like spamming the buttons a bit too heavily.
Yeah, you were basically just pushing them over and over again, saying, "Go, die!" And you're just, as Lee Swanwee looks at you, very worried. She's like, "Oh shit, this kid.
This kid is crazy.
It's gonna be a little Darth Vader."
Oh, Marshall, I think we forgot to do something
What did we
because
forget
of my
to do?
class. Don't I take a conflict at the start of each session? Because I'm an aggressor.
Well, that happens at the end.
Oh, that happens Ian. Okay, that's fine.
We'll do conflict at the end, but also no. You don't take conflict from being an aggressor. You take conflict from a specific talent in your talent tree. If you take.
Oh yeah. I remember it. Never mind.
So it's not just. It's not.
Yeah, I did.
It's only if you take. I think it's called intimidate or terrify.
Uh,
I think it's called terrify.
It's terrify. Terrify.
Yeah. So if you take terrify,
Right.
then you take automatic conflict, but
Okay.
only if you take that.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So, you fire. What was it? Oh yeah, and you cause system strain. So it's the next turn. Who wants to go next?
Well, Ben's used his turn now.
Ben
Oh,
uses turn.
that's
I've used
right.
my turn.
So Putty, it's your turn.
Does my character feel comfortable with the cursory research, like touching the controls at the moment?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, would I be able to communicate with Ben from here?
Yeah, there's comms.
And would I be able
have
to
comm
communicate
links, too.
and then fire?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm just gonna.
So I'll cover this real quick. This is a nice learning opportunity. The things people can do in a turn are covered under 3 things. Incidentals, which are things like talking to someone. Incidentals, there's no rule for how many incidentals you can do in a turn. As long as I think it's reasonable, you get to do it. Maneuvers, which are a variety of things like picking up something, taking out a gun, walking, like actually physically moving. And then actions. Actions are basically rolling a skill check. So, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but that was just a nice moment to teach you. So, what were you saying, buddy?
Okay, so first of all, I want to get in contact with Ben and ask, does he know anything about these ships?
Okay. Does Ben know any? Ben, what do you know about the ships? Ben, what do you know about the ships?
Gosh, Ben!
I know they are used by the what was it? The Extreme Crime Syndicate.
The Extreme Crime Syndicate.
ECS.
So it's actually the Exchange Crime Syndicate.
Yeah, the Extreme Crime Syndicate.
ECS.
Okay. Anyway.
Like, should I roll my underworld again?
No. You rolled successfully, so I can give you some information about it.
I rolled very successfully.
That you can tell Putty.
Would he know a weak point? Was my thrust I was going to be getting to?
So the information you know, the Z-21 Star Raider is a product produced in backroom deals to serve as the vessel which the Exchange Syndicate uses for their needs in outer space. Built with blinding speed and the purpose of overwhelming prey with numbers. It itself, on its own, is a very weak ship, easily damaged by heavy fire from cannons.
Okay, so I tell Putty over my comlink, and incidentally Cedric, because he also has a comlink, I assume, right?
Yeah, it's connected between them all.
Yeah, so I tell them both that they.
If there's some guy in the other part of the ship who's like, is someone alive out there?
No, I tell them that there's a each individual ship is weak, but together they are strong, so we need to keep them separated.
Well, good. We only want to destroy one of them anyway. Is there any weak point, I ask him?
Yeah, you know that the way the cockpit is built on this, that the cockpit is especially weak.
I would aim for the cockpit, Chow.
Okay, I try to use the
the weakest
knowledge I summed up from my data pad. I try to shoot at the cockpit to the best of my ability.
Okay, you fire and you hit your own ship. No! Oh no, that was our cockpit!
Oh, how would that work?
You hear screaming on the comms. No, so anyway, so yeah, you fire the ship's weapon. It's gonna be, like I said, a gunnery check with with 3 difficulty. And I'm gonna give you a boost because you gathered prior information.
Do I get anything from the knowledge I learned or anything like that?
That's what I mean. Like,
no, I mean from Ben, or do you mean from the datapad?
I meant from Ben.
So is there anything from the datapad?
The datapad was just able to get you to
actually fire it without killing myself?
Yeah, it was just to give you the courage to use it.
Okay, so I got 2G, 1B.
Yeah.
And what's the
3P?
3P.
Come on, Chow.
Come on. No.
Oh, brutal. So, you fire. It's unfortunate, really. It doesn't do much. Actually, what happens is you go just short of the cockpit. You end up hitting the strongest part of the ship, which is its tip. It means the shot is completely deflected, and as a result, you sort of I'm trying to think of how I. I know. As a result, you've pissed off the guy, and now he's coming for you.
I got aggro.
The guy is now, his attention is focused on your gun emplacement. He's going to try to take it out. And by the way, which one were you shooting at? Were you shooting at the one that was already damaged?
Yes. My intention is to only kill one.
Good. Okay. So it is now the other NPC's turn. He is going to go in himself for a strafing run, giving himself an advantage. Sometimes I accidentally start typing in the commands for the jukebox, and then I forget what I'm doing. Okay.
Speaking of which, do we have music for combat?
Good point. Music for combat.
Yes, we do.
Bloody villain.
So this is pretty somber, but this should be good.
Oh.
I mean, it's just the stuff for combat. Okay. Anyway, it picks up, but it's a little somber at first. Much like battles. 2P. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. This is So the other one comes in for a strafing run, and so this is kind of a complicated roll to analyze. It succeeds. It hits the ship with an extra advantage.
Oh, that is a pickup.
Oh God. it's kind of fucking up though. Is anyone else hearing the kind of okay?
Yeah.
Oh no! No! Stay on course, jukebox.
Get hit by the strafing run.
No! They've taken our music!
The jukebox was the one droid I loved.
So, it hits the ship for 4 damage. You sort of feel the ship shake. And he's going to use that triumph to basically do a critical hit on the ship. So let's find out what the critical hit was. It's not going to be fun. I can tell.
Well, we have shoot deflector shields, so that's good.
Yeah, but it's a critical hit, so you're fucked anyway.
Oh.
Yep.
Maybe we should have gone on those escape pods.
Oh, you definitely should have gone on the escape pods.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. So, the vehicle suffers one system strain.
Oh. Okay. Whew. Alright, guys. Whew. Whew. Yeah.
But for every critical hit it takes, it becomes easier to take successive critical hits.
Oh dear.
We're good so far.
So basically, if you take one critical hit, it's a plus 10 to the next one, and then that stacks continually.
We're good.
Okay.
We're okay, guys. We're gonna be okay.
You're not. You're not. Okay, so it is now the top of the round. The ship that is damaged is now going to come in, like I said, and fulfill its destiny to destroy Putty. And it's going to take evasive maneuvers, which means it's going to be harder to hit. It's going to be harder to hit, but it's also going to be harder for him to hit you. I don't know why Jukebox doesn't like this song. It's very fucking weird. I don't know. Like, it's kind of there, but it keeps kind of sort of fading out occasionally. Oh, I fucked that up. That was supposed to be black. We'll reroll it. There we go. A proper failure.
Yeah.
Okay, so, the ship, fails completely shooting you. And as a result, he actually, sort of fucks with some of the controls, and he loses his bonus from the, from his sort of evasive maneuver. So it's now the normal difficulty to hit his ship.
Sorry about that, guys. I had to check on something really quick. Did I take damage?
No, you're fine. And you wouldn't have taken damage anyway. The ship would have taken damage.
He failed. He failed.
Yeah, he basically failed his shot. Everything's fine. So it's now your guys' turn to decide who goes second.
I
don't-
think.
It doesn't matter too much because all of you guys are in a row. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just shoot it. If no one wants...
I'll go first, and I'll ask on my comms if you can assist me this time, Ben.
Yeah.
Ita.
Yeah. I'll assist you. Let's go for that cockpit.
Okay, he just switches his focus and begins targeting the ship on the other gun. Computer stuff. And
the injured ship's evasive maneuvers are like done, right?
They're done because he fucking messed up, and now his evasive maneuver shut off.
Excellent.
Awesome. So he's a normal target. All right.
Yeah, so it's gonna be 3 difficulty.
And my 3.
I'm gonna flip a destiny die though.
Okay.
And he's now 2 difficulty and 1 challenge die.
What if I flip a destiny?
You can do that. Do you want to?
Do we?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Yeah. Let's not.
So it's 3G because it's Ben's, right?
Yeah.
It's
Do we get a boost for the assist?
Yep.
It's 1B, and then it's 2P and 1C? 1 red?
Yeah.
Here we go! Fuck!
Damn.
A complete farce, I'm afraid. Not
A complete farce?
I mean, but there's
We got
advantage.
advantage.
How do you guys want to use that advantage?
Can we use it on the ship strain?
Yeah, you can use it to repair some of the ship's system strain.
Let me have a quick look.
Could it be like, while we were taking attack from?
It's a bit different for combat. I'd read the thing in the roll 20.
It is a bit different.
Yeah.
There's even a different chart for ship combat than the one in roll 20. But it's only slightly. The one on roll 20 works mostly for ship
Actually,
combat as well.
could I just use them both to try and shoot again? Would I have the same roll? Because you can perform a free action, right?
No, free maneuver.
Yeah, it's free maneuver rather
A
than
maneuver isn't shooting. It's a maneuver would be like preparing to shoot or leaving the gun and running.
I tell you what, I tell you what's a good idea is we can add a boost dice.
add a blue dice. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
you can. If you do it to the next allied character instead of yourself, you can actually add 2 boost.
Well, actually, I want to add 1 boost, I think, if everyone agrees, and recover 1 strain from the ship.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sounds like a deal. So you're able to, going through the ship subroutines, you're able to sort of alleviate some of the pressure on it. And you also point out a weakness. You yell and say, Cedric, the left wing! I don't know, whatever.
Go for the left wing! It's been damaged! It's
righty-ho!
So, Cedric, you're going to roll 3 difficulty. You're going to roll 2 ability and 1 boost.
Okay. So we got...
At least he still gets the boost here.
The odds are against you.
But I'm going to flip a destiny.
Oh!
Oh!
Now you're rolling 2 green and 1 yellow instead of 3 green. Or sorry, no, one green and 1 yellow. I forgot how many dice you had. So.
1 green, 1 yellow. What? 1 blue boost.
Purple.
And 3 purple.
Well, you failed.
Oh no! No.
Well, you didn't fail.
No, you do fail.
Oh no! That was wrong. Sorry.
You need a success to succeed.
No, yeah, but I forgot.
Okay,
Yeah, that
re-roll
was-
the yellow.
Cheating!
Wait.
Also, why is it 3 purple and not 2 purple and a red?
Because I upgraded the last one with Destiny.
Isn't
I'm
it,
not-
now we're
2,
flipping
isn't it
that
2
back on
purple
him.
normally, though?
Yes!
No, it's
Cheating!
when you guys shoot, it's 3 purple because of the size of the ship you're shooting at.
It's smaller, so it's harder for us to
It's
hit
an
well.
equal ship.
I
Well,
see
it's
now.
not equal. But...
Basically, the size relative to the one you're shooting at. So you guys are in a really big ship, so that means it's harder to shoot a small ship. And the small ship has an easier time shooting a big ship. So anyway, you got 1 success. You got all you needed. That's the base. That is okay. So you fire, and you're like, I have a feeling this is just the amount and nothing more that I need.
Are you firing at the cockpit?
That sounds very much like Cedric.
So he fires, and it deals the base damage of his gun, which is 4, which cracks the cockpit and bursts it.
Ooh.
You then see the pilot ripped out through the vacuum of space. He reaches for breath, but he has none, and you see him suffocate in the dead, cold outer space. And so I'm going to have... So your whole attempt of doing this was to scare off the other pilots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the leader of the squadron of pilots roll a discipline check against fear. We're going to see if it works.
Can we record him suffocating and send it to the other ships?
Record his suffocation.
And there's no open comm channel, so you couldn't do it even if you had time.
You could hack into their thing.
I mean, I am pretty good at computers.
If you want to do the hackety.
Ooh.
What? Just whatever you're doing, figure it out before I roll.
No, this is for my next turn, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to hack one of them, and
Yeah,
that
and
might actually be quite useful.
drive them into each other.
No, we've already killed the ship. No more bloodshed.
Okay, then let's just set their autopilot to
So, the next thing we should do
But
is
light
we should
speed,
blow
light
up-
speed out of here.
We should blow up that unpiloted ship if they don't run away now.
To cause more chaos.
Quick question: if we were to do that and we get a threat, since we're trying to not hurt anybody else, would that potentially hurt them? Is that stupid?
Always is.
Maybe, yeah. I suppose if you're not trying to hurt them. Although I'd probably need more than one threat to kill them. You probably need like a despair or maybe 3 threat. Okay, I'm rolling 3 difficulty and 2 ability. Do either of you want to use Destiny on this?
Yes, I definitely want to use a Destiny on this.
Okay, you use one of your Destiny points, upgrading. You want to upgrade?
I want to make it easier for him to like run away, whatever that is.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn one of the green die into a yellow die.
Could I throw another Destiny in?
No, only one Destiny can be used from either me or you per turn,
Okay.
or on a single roll. So you can't just be like, oh, we're spending all of it now.
We've only got 1 left, haven't we? It's 1 light for.
No, you've got 2 left.
Okay.
You got 2 left.
Two
So
left.
Is that after I spend this one or before?
That's after.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, great.
Okay, so let's see how you do.
Oh, he succeeded.
He succeeded, but
That's right. For some reason,
for disadvantage.
Wait,
Yeah.
no, I fucked up.
Yeah,
I
it's
fucked
supposed to be
up.
a challenge, not a
I was fucked
Okay.
up because
proficiency.
I forgot that I was supposed to upgrade the difficulty, not his. So I need to reroll.
Oh, but that proficiency came back black.
Yeah, but he's not supposed to get proficiency.
You're right. We should hopefully get a better roll.
It's supposed to be 2 ability and then 2 purple and a challenge.
Okay, so it's 2G, 1C, and 2P. Okay, ready? Here we go.
Damn it!
an even better roll.
But the threat,
Oh, the threat, me matey.
the negative action is that we kill them all.
So the captain says, "Don't rout, men! These fools are just trying to scare us." And
Yes, we are.
although you have no way of knowing what he's saying, it's like
Is
a
this
video
what we
game
imagine he's
cutscene.
saying?
Yeah, it's like a video game cutscene. The characters don't know what he's saying, but the players know.
Immersion.
But I'm going to use that threat so that even though he is staying on course, and one of his pilots is following his orders, one of the other ones says, "No, this ain't worth it. We weren't here for this," and he veers off course.
Is he the other one on our side, or is he someone on the other side?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll on roll 20. I'm gonna roll a d10. If it's even, we'll say it was the ship on your side of the ship. If it's odds, we'll say it was the ship on the other side. So it was a ship on the other side.
Oh, you rolled it in secret.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even see it then.
What?
I think I fucked up.
Is it like in a yellow a yellow border?
No, I don't see it.
Did you roll it secretly to Charles?
No, I don't. Did I?
No. You can GM roll and read.
Okay, there's the legit one.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a 10 for the recording.
So even is on your side. So the ship
On our
actually veers. The ship that was on your side veers off course, and the captain's like, "Blast thee, coward!"
I sigh and get out of the gunship.
Am I then able to so there's 2 other ships still on the start.
Yeah, but currently you're not on the starboard, so there's not much you can do about those.
I mean, but do I know about that?
Yeah, you can see them on the sensors.
Okay, can I change the deflector shields full force to the starboard?
Deflectors to maximum starboard. You say something cool like that as you do it.
Yeah, all right. So now they are protected.
I blow a raspberry at him as he says something like that.
What an edgelord. Okay, anyway.
And I'm
Edge
just
lady,
leaning
thank you
on
very
the
much.
side of the pod,
That's
looking,
true, lady.
just looking at them and just shaking my head.
So I
That's
assume
like that line from the last episode. We have reached the pinnacle of was that last episode? He's like, we've reached the pinnacle of progress in Time Lord society. It's like, well, you still call them Time Lords though. And he's like,
Oh, yeah.
You got me there.
Missy has said time lady a couple times though.
Has he? Okay.
I head over to Lee Swan Way and see if she has any direction for us.
Okay.
Wait, do you say this out loud? Because if so, I'm going to interject and say, yeah, we're going to head over to the guns points on the other side.
I don't say that out loud. I just head over to her. And...
Okay. So you go over to her, and what do you say to her?
Xiao is walking out into the corridor.
You're looking into the corridor or going into the corridor?
Walking, so going.
Okay.
Oh, so you're just walking away?
Yeah, pretty much towards the other side of the ship.
Lee is over by Cedric, right?
Yeah.
I congratulate Cedric on a fine job shooting, and I ask Lee what we should do next. Should we go back over to the other side and help them?
She says, well, I suppose if we're committed to this, then yes.
Okay, let's go.
More shooting stuff works with me.
So
I say back, well, nah.
So you guys... What? So you guys head over to the other part of the ship. You start heading far down the corridor, and eventually, you see Danlin jump out of the starboard corridor door, and
it's a droid.
And
what?
Droid?
Oh, it's not a droid. Sorry, just you never know with these corridors; they could be anywhere.
Danlin, your good time fun.
Fun.
Okay, so Danlin jumps out of the corridor and pushes a few buttons on the console, shutting the door quickly. And he says,
Is something wrong?
Yeah, the whole starboard corridor's been decompressed.
That's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
Well,
Was there anyone in there or something?
A few people, but I was able to evacuate them.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job, Dan. Where are they now? Do they need medical attention?
He says,
More
no.
importantly, how are we going to destroy the ships on that side?
He says they've run to the hangar bay.
To the hangar bay!
Why?
Because we're evacuating the ship.
Why?
Oh.
We're doing good here. Let's fight.
It's at critical condition. If we stay any longer, we may... You hear rumbling.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, I think we should go now. How about that?
Sure.
Do you guys have any questions for either of the NPCs, or what's going on?
Is there any way to salvage the ship?
Salvage it. What do you mean by that?
Get it back up and running in some capacity.
Where's the engineering room related to here?
The engineering room is back where you came.
Oh, go and ignore my question, Danland.
So I was actually answering Ben's out of character, because Ben would know that out of character. But Danland answering your question in character says, if you're asking Danland, he says, oh, well, I don't know. I suppose the first thing would be to check up and make sure the pilot's still alive.
You haven't done that already, Danland?
I've been busy on the starboard.
Fair enough.
I'm only one man, he says. There's 3 of you.
We just destroyed 2 of the enemy ships.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
We destroyed one, and then the other one ran off.
No, we destroyed both of them. Wink, wink.
He smiles and says, didn't know Jedi could get their hands dirty with the rest of us. And Lee Swanwee says, silence that talk.
We only destroyed one.
We're here to help. Now, let's find that pilot.
That pile.
That.
Islet.
Islet. Wait, what's in my eye?
There's an island?
So, the pilot from where you are is just a short trip up a staircase.
Okay,
Alright,
me and Cedric are going to check on the pilot. You go to the engineering room, Ita, and have a look around.
I go to the engineering room and go around.
And I
Can I get back on the
Stop
computer
joking
and the arms?
Wait, you go back to the computer?
The engineering room and try to get
you
back on the arms and fix.
Yeah, you can get back on the arms. So we're gonna start with so you guys head up and open the door to the pilot. He's sitting there sort of just, you don't see him moving. There is a co-pilot next to him frantically pushing buttons and such. Do you say anything, or he doesn't seem to notice that you've opened the door?
I'm going to sort of walk up behind the pilot and sort of poke him on the shoulder.
You see a huge blaster shot in his chest, and then you realize that there are actually right now particle shields where the glass cockpit of the front of the ship usually is.
Well, that's not a good sign.
No.
And he's not moving, and he has his mouth is open. He looks goofy.
I shout over to the co-pilot. Can you pilot this thing on your own?
He's like, people! He's frantically sort of pushing buttons, and he's like, maybe, but honestly, I might be able to pilot it well if it was at full capacity, but we're running on empty here. Not literally. We're fine on fuel.
Oh,
but,
cool.
but the ship is taking so much damage, and it's only getting worse. We would need someone on the starboard side to fight off those fighters. Can you do that?
The entire starboard corridor is fucked.
Shit! He yells. He continues to
Can we turn the ship?
Turn the ship? Yeah, but the fighters are much faster. If they want to ride our starboard corridor, they'll just keep doing that.
Could we do it in a way that they don't notice that we're doing it in a defensive manner? Do they know that our starboard corridor is up? I guess no guns have been firing out of there.
Yeah, I think they saw...
Do we have front guns?
There are no front guns.
Do we have back guns?
There are no back guns. He says it's a very old ship.
Is there any weaponry on the shuttles?
The shuttle?
Yes. There's only one.
He says, well, from what I know, there's 2 shuttles that don't have any guns. They've already been launched, though. The last shuttle left is a freighter that for some reason we have on the ship. It was impounded a few years ago. It has some weapons. In fact, it's almost as well armed as the ship itself.
I look at Cedric, optimistically.
And I just slap my fist into my hand and go, I'm ready for some shooting.
I know that, Cedric. Okay, Cedric's going to get rid of the fighters. What can I do to help?
He says, well, it's a freighter. It requires more than one person to pilot and shoot at the same time. Usually it has a crew of 6.
Yeah, there's still members of the crew left. I'm going to be no use on that thing.
Well, very well. I suppose what you could do is kill me. No.
I take out my stick. I'm not really very good at that either.
So he says, well, I'm not exactly sure. I suppose you could make sure that everyone left on the ship gets to their evacuation points in case we fail.
Okay. Sounds good.
Basically he's saying load as many people on that freighter as you can find.
Oh wait, on the freighter that's going to fight the ships?
Well, the freighter's the only ship they have left that can escape this ship.
Yeah, but aren't we sending it to go fight the fighters and then come back?
Well, I suppose then he's saying, well then, he says, that's true, that's what your plan is. He says, I suppose, do you have any mechanics knowledge?
Oh, hold on a second, player. Absolutely none.
Well, friend. I suppose you could check on the wounded?
Sure.
There might be some in the med bay.
Okay then.
You have a friend maybe in the med bay.
What? What do you keep whispering?
Okay,
But he's got a friend in the med bay.
Can I talk over the comm links?
You can talk. Maybe I won't listen.
Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
This is the co-pilot. Who is this?
This is Ita. I'm in the engineering room. I'm working on the engine.
Oh, how's the engine? From here, it doesn't look so good.
How is the engine?
Doesn't look so good.
It doesn't look so good. I don't know if I'll be able to fix it.
Well, do your best. Apparently, we're gonna try to salvage this thing.
At this point, I've already left the cockpit,
He's
running
shooting.
down to the hangar bay.
And I've motioned him to do. Is Danlin still with us?
Danlin's right there.
Danlin, go. I think you should go with Cedric and help on the shuttle.
Sounds good. And he runs off with Cedric, and Lee Swanwee says, "I'm not sure about this course of action, Shao."
Me either. I sit there rubbing my chin.
For one thing, it seems that you have no skills useful to this situation.
Yes, doesn't it?
But
I mean, if we could just talk to them.
The co-pilot says, "Well, I could try to open communications with them."
You know what? Sure, we might be able to do something with that.
Okay. If only I had someone with a high knowledge of computers. Damn it!
I get on the comm links. How much use are you going to be able to do there?
I'm not making any progress.
All right, come up to the cockpit.
Okay, I'm coming.
Okay, you run down to the cockpit. It takes 30 minutes. No, just kidding. Takes a minute or two. Eventually, you reach the cockpit.
All right. What's going on?
He says, "Sit in the pilot's chair." Well, move the pilot first.
I move the pilot.
Okay.
I sit him peacefully on the ground.
I close his eyes.
Thank you, Shao.
If only someone closed his wound. But I'm bumped. Anyway,
I
so
Take him to the med bay!
I do briefly check his pulse to make sure he's dead.
he's dead. It hit him in the heart.
Okay.
So you are now in the pilot's seat. You're able to access the comms from here.
Okay, I try to open a line of communication with the leader of the fleet.
Okay. You begin contacting the squad leader of the enemy. It's not a fleet. It's a squadron.
Squadron.
You begin contacting the enemy squad leader, and he says, well, actually, so they have closed comms, so I'm going to have you roll an easy computers check to open the comms.
So that's one difficulty?
Yeah, one difficulty.
I think that's it, right? Yep. Alright, so, I assume I'm able to get into the...
Can you use your advantage to give me a big booming and scary voice?
This is Scotharax, Lord of the Roaches. Okay, so you have, is that what you use it for, Ben?
No, I don't know. What should I use my advantage for
To
here?
give me a big booming scary voice.
Okay, I give Shao a big, booming, scary voice!
Okay, you alter the sort of microphone so that it picks up Shao at a much lower register. And you increase the volume. So Shao, the communications are open.
This is Shaolet Bracagoo. You have lost half your forces. Retreat now and none more shall be harmed.
This is Drelic Martheron. Who is this? You're on the ship?
Yes.
But these are closed. Look.
If we can get a hold of your comms, what else can we get a hold of? You've lost half of your forces. Retreat now.
Quick question. Can I flicker their lights?
What?
He did have 2 advantage.
No,
Like-
no.
like hack into their systems and
No, that would be a
control their
separate,
lighting.
that'd be a separate check entirely.
Well,
Could I use
Terror
a destiny
Coverage
point
check?
to make the leader of that ship really superstitious and before this point think that their comms were fucking sacred? Nobody could hack into them.
Sure.
Okay, I want to use that.
Awesome.
So he says, and I'm going to use a destiny point to make him Bruce Willis. No, just kidding. Yeah, so he's like, this is impossible. They told me this was impossible. And he starts, just hear a lot of screaming on the other comm.
If you retreat now, there will be no consequences.
Okay, I'm gonna have you roll a coercion against his discipline. His discipline is 1 proficiency and 1 ability. And because of your destiny die you spent, I'm going to have it so that you get 2 boost on this roll.
Woohoo.
So what, one challenge and how much of the other one? Of purple?
So 1 challenge, 1 purple. 1 red, 1 purple. Or difficulty. And then you... Okay.
Awesome triumph.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't roll enough ability, but that's fine, right? I was supposed to roll 2 ability, not 1. But I'm okay with just leaving that.
Reroll! No, I'm just kidding. We'll leave it. That's fine. Because I mean, it wouldn't have. It's not. If you forgot to roll a purple die, it would definitely have
sure.
to reroll. But okay. So you succeed with triumph. You terrify the squad leader. Not only have you hacked their comms, but you sound scary.
See, Ben, it worked.
And you hear through the comms. Fine, we're breaking off. Time to go to the main. Time to break off to the main squadron. And you hear them. You just hear the roar of their engines over the ship, and they fly away.
I quickly get on comms and say, Cedric, hold off that shuttle. They're gone.
Oh, but why can't I blast things?
In due time, edgeload. In due time.
Whoop whoop.
I take out the comm space and I just sit on the floor and sigh.
Well done, Shao.
Well done to you.
Well, thank you.
Alright, now we need to fix this fucking ship.
Can I actually fix the ship?
Li Swanwee says, that is not your job. I will call the crew back to fix the ship. It is up to you 3 to get to Ilum as soon as possible.
I do believe we should actually go to Ilum now. I think we've done our part.
Thank you for everything, Lisa Onway.
I didn't do much, she says. She then man, you guys have really broken this. I'll tell you how you broke it later.
I mean, I think that's great.
Li Swanwee, you didn't break it in a horrible way. It's
We
like
did the right thing.
I mean, I always think it's
the right
fun
thing
to-
is listening to your betters.
Senpai no, senpai no.
Shit.
Okay, so Li Swanwee directs you guys to basically she's saying that we'll take the freighter. In the meantime, the crew can get the ship back up and running, and hopefully it'll be fine. But that could take hours, and I think it's important we get to your trials as soon as possible.
I agree.
And she leads you to the hangar bay where Cedric went. You get there, and Cedric is having a duel with a Sith Lord.
Damn it, Cedric! 5 minutes.
No,
Over 5 minutes.
I would be in the gun turret of the freighter, just waiting there.
Wait, how would you fly it?
No, he's in the gun turret fighting against the Sith Lord from the gun turret. As the Sith Lord is like dancing around the bullet of the shots.
Li Swanwee says, we'll probably need someone else to help with the freighter. You, Danland, you've proved useful so far. Come with us. And he says, Oh, all right. I wasn't scheduled to go down to the surface. Well, you are now. Come.
When we get on the ship, I ask if anyone's a pilot.
She says, yes, I am quite qualified to pilot the ship.
Okay.
And she, so she leads you guys to the hangar bay. The hangar bay, you go through the entrance, and eventually you find Cedric, who is inside the ship. Do you guys walk inside the freighter?
Yeah.
Okay. Cedric no doubt does like a weird wave using the gun. Like he has it motion back and forth.
Of course.
I go up to the cockpit with Neith one way and see if I can help by using my computer knowledge.
I just sit down and rest.
Okay. I will post a picture of what the ship looks like. Or it's sort of a layout. It's not a picture of what the outside of the ship looks like. Somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me.
And the sharpest tool in the shed.
She was looking kinda dumb.
With
a
a
finger
finger
in the thumb.
In the shape of an L on her forehead.
Well,
It's coming.
the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Back to the rules, better hit the ground running. It makes sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see.
So what's wrong with thinking in the backstreets?
And never know it'll go. Hey, never thought it'll go wrong. Hey,
now,
you're awesome. Get your shit on. Yeah.
Go
Hey, now, you're an all-star.
Rap star.
Get your
Get
game
your
on.
game on.
We literally just did the scene from
Let it go.
Shooting
Stars,
break
break them.
We literally just did the scene from Friends where they're like signing letters and shit, and they just start singing the fucking song.
Was that the song they sang?
They didn't sing this. They were whistling like I think they were whistling "Whistle While You Work."
Oh yeah.
So the ship layout.
What the?
Yeah.
What the fuck just happened?
I don't know.
Who even started it? Was it Ben? I think it was Ben.
No, it was Marshall.
Oh,
and
Marshall.
I continued it.
Can I go back to a time when that wasn't a thing? I don't know.
That was so good.
Also, but it's sung by a bunch of RPG people.
And because of the slight delay in the comms, completely out of sync.
Like, I don't even think we were singing like the same lyrics.
Sometimes you were.
Like at times the four of us were all at different points, so it sounded like it sounded like a computer was like trying to generate the song.
No, it was just it was just harmony. That's all it was, harmony.
Definitely, that's the only word that can be used to describe what we just heard.
Right, Marshall, ship layout, come on.
Yeah, sorry, I had to find it. I had to get a shareable link. Okay, so here is the first floor. Posting in Discord.
Part of Indiana University uses your net.
Can you use that link?
No.
Ah, shit. I was hoping it would work. Okay.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait, no, wait. Okay, now you should be able to use this link.
Also, Box is a great tool. I use that at work. Well, we're changing, but almost.
My university gave me unlimited access to it, so I can just store, like literally, there's no cap on the amount of data I can store on it now, because it's my university, so it's nice. Can you click on that link now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, great. So, unfortunately, I wish it brought up the fucking picture, though.
It might in a little bit. But...
No, I don't think
No.
so.
It's not
Anywho.
usual.
There you go.
No, that was me uploading it.
Okay. Honestly, Oh, actually, I got a better way to do this. Fuck all this shit. No, seriously. Fuck.
This is a really nice ship.
Where's the hole?
Wait, did you just draw this, Marshall?
Yeah.
He does that a lot. He's good at it.
I don't know if it's that good. I'd much prefer if a professional artist did it for
The
me.
Yvonning one was really fucking good.
Yeah, that is my masterpiece.
I mean, it's not bad at all.
It's so good. So basically, I had an epiphany with Yvonning that from now on, I think the next time I run a fantasy campaign, it's going to be all in one city. Just because you can do so much if you in a well-designed city, you know? Whereas... Because I feel like before I would just design a little bit of a bunch of towns, and it'd just be like, you know. Whereas I think it's much more interesting to have one city that is just, you know, designed to the tops. You know, like Bennywood.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Like I said a couple weeks ago, Marshall, if you have any other RPGs opening up, I'd be interested.
You remind me of a person I know.
Is that name Ben?
Is it Jacob?
Yeah, it reminds me of Jacob because he's like he heard about this and he was like oh I want to play, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool.
If Chris wasn't completely unreachable, I bet he would be interested in this.
He just became reachable as we started the session. I just want to let you know he started sending messages to people.
Oh, great.
Okay.
So he's basically only comes on like once in a blue. But if I can get in contact with him today, I might be able to get him to come back next session. Would you guys be interested in him joining the second session?
Yep.
Well, Tucker is.
It's true. So
He could even, if the story allows it, be related to Tucker in some way, like as well, be a non-Jedi as well, if that was possible.
Possibly, or
it wouldn't mesh well. He could be a Jedi who knows Tucker.
Yeah. He could be like a non-Padawan Jedi, right?
He could have been on one of the shuttles that left. The ship before you guys, and he's arrived early on Ilum. And he's like there.
Or he's just on Ilum anyway.
Like he's already there, and then
he just lives there. He's like, hey.
Or it could be like a Han Solo and Luke type thing.
Or maybe he's a corpse like Tucker.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway,
so these pictures are different, and the reason they're different is because they include a key, which is important, that tells you where everything is, because without the key, it's pretty confusing. So the first floor here, we have a pilot station, a comm station, a co-pilot station, and navigation quarters. What's interesting about this ship is that the cockpits are actually separated so you can see each other through a glass window, but you're not in the same room as your co-pilot, which I kind of like. You can see C is the dining quarters, or the galley. D is the hollow projector room. E is the medical bay. There's a little medical bay. F is the crew quarters. And G is a ladder. H is the latrine. And then the ladder goes down to the bottom level, which is mainly a very large cargo hold, as well as places for the gunners to sit. And the engine room. Okay, so that's the ship.
I head into the co-pilot station, assuming Danlin's not in there.
Okay, the co-pilot station.
Yeah, I guess I'll take up being the co-pilot since I can do navigation with the computer and such.
Okay, and so Lee Swan-Wee takes up the pilot station, I'm assuming. Where do the rest of you want to sit?
I want to head to the crew quarter and jump on a bed, fully clothed.
Okay. So you start just taking a little siesta.
Well, I'm gonna still be in the.
And which gun did you man? Because there's a dorsal auto blaster turret, a port side laser cannon, a ventral auto blaster turret, and a starboard laser cannon.
Dorsal's the top one or bottom one?
Dorsal's the top. Think of like a dorsal fin. Yeah, exactly.
I'll go with the ventral auto blaster turret.
Okay.
So when my wave's just at the bottom. When I waved. And
then the place you're sitting is you're actually the place you sit is not connected to the place the gun is, because it's sort of odd. It's connected to computers. So you are sitting
J1.
So you're sitting on the right at the front, and you can actually see out a little viewport. And right above you is the pilot seat, or the co-pilot seat.
Co-pilot.
Okay, so because this is an American freighter, apparently. So American, and I think Australian. So I think Australians driving the left side of the road, but I might be wrong. Anyway, so you guys are in the ship, and it begins to start up. you hear as it comes online, systems online. Welcome to the Core Galaxy Systems Horizon-class exploratory freighter. Let me introduce myself. I'm an independent data administrator, or IDA for short. Let's start by running a scan of the ship's systems and exterior environment. It seems that the ship is operating at peak efficiency. The hangar we are currently stationed inside is at critical condition. I advise an... Oh, wait, never mind. It seems as though the condition has remedied itself. Was that one of you? Okay.
Yeah,
the ship says...
I fixed it.
The ship says, well, we're ready to go.
I set a course for
What
Ilum.
is this? Oh, of course. So almost the entire world... Wait. Oh, fuck, what? What?
The number of the amount of blue is disproportionate to the actual number.
What you're...
And can I say the United States looks a little bit thinner on that one?
Wait, what the fuck is going on with...
Canada has annexed much of the Americas.
Yeah, wait. What is going on with this map? Who made this map? What is going on with Africa? What is going on? There's also a huge ocean in between France and the rest of Europe.
It's not an ocean, Marshall. It's the French Channel. It's the other French Channel.
That would actually make Europe a lot more interesting if there was another channel.
Wow.
Okay, so anyway, I don't know who the fuck made this map, but apparently
Out
of most of the countries on Earth that drive on the way I said Australia is, of course Australia drives on the
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it seems that and Japan apparently is with
that number is so disproportionate. Like there's no way that's 165 countries and territories in orange.
It says territories too, so it could be like
I am
Japan,
so
all the islands.
all of our islands.
I'm so confused by this map. I don't even know what to do with it.
I think we just throw it away.
It's genuinely one of the most confusing pieces of cartography
Is this
ever.
one better?
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yes. America is.
Although that one you can't really see Cyprus.
Did you
Do
just
you
talk
really
about
want
Cyprus?
to see Cyprus?
Well, on the other map, it's orange.
You can
This
see
map.
Cyprus.
You can
cares
see it,
about
but you
countries?
can't
see,
see what
can
it
you
is.
see the Northern Cypriot Republic?
Guys.
Let's just focus on Crete.
Okay, yeah, let's get back to the team. Okay, so anyway,
Crete.
so you guys, the engines of the ship were together as you find yourself exiting the hangar bay and entering the vacuum of space. As the ship lifts,
Did someone forget to close the exit ramp?
as the ship lifts out of the third chapter, the freighter pulls away, flying towards the whitish blue ball before you. Everyone is safe. Tried it. So we're now going to give out XP. That's the end of the session. I'll tell you how you guys broke it. And you didn't break it in a bad way. A bad way would be if you guys were like, I don't want to go to Ilum, let's go to Coruscant. Like, that'd be a bad way to break the game. But you guys did break it in a good way.
Or if we killed Leaf one way.
I just want to say
Well,
I had a lot of fun today. This was a great session.
Yeah, that
this
was
was really-
really.
I'm so sad it's already 3:00.
Well, the way this whole thing was written was that eventually there's supposed to be a critical moment where either you have to choose between Lee Swan Wee or Danland. One of them is supposed to die, but that assumes
Everyone lives.
that assumes that the players file in with the panic and escape the ship aboard the freighter. But because you didn't,
saving the ship.
But because you didn't do that, decided to save the ship and then contacted the fucking enemy fighters. It's like every plan I had, because I was going to have freighters land in the hangar bay and attack Charles, and then you would have to run to save him. But then you were like, nah, let's scare him off. And it was just like...
To be fair, I had given up on that plan until the co-pilot said he could do it.
That's true. Yeah, but I wanted to be fair. I mean, it was your plan. Anyway, the whole fucking thing, though, is just like, every time I was like, which is fine. The game is meant to be broken, but I had a plan, and it was like everything went off plan after a certain point.
I mean, like,
Marshall, really well.
Have you never heard the saying, plans will never get through an RPG session?
I do find though, and that is true, but I do find though, if you prepare a session really well, even if it does go off kilter, it's still a better session.
Oh yeah,
this was really good.
Yeah,
this was great.
Excellent. I hope you have. This is just the introduction. My favorite session that I've designed so far is the next one, which I really like.
Did we get to the point where you wanted to start next session today? I know we did a bit of we went off kilter.
This is the end. As you leave the ship, that's the end of the third chapter. All right. Of episode 1. But yeah, but in the canon, we'll call it the canon. In the canon, the third chapter explodes, killing either Danland or Lee Swan Wee. You guys, so now you guys have 2 companions when you were supposed to have 1. So
I'm kind of disappointed Putty didn't confront Danland about lying, or I assume it's pirates, and then Putty goes around telling everyone it's pirates.
That was forgotten on my part.
That is what a lie is, after all.
I mean, yeah, but he didn't have the information.
You're right.
I mean, he just said, "I assume it's pirates based on the general climate of the area."
Exactly.
I'm going to address it next session, but you might be disappointed.
Are we going to kill Danland?
No.
No. Although that would be the final destination solution to this problem. Have you guys seen those movies where people who are supposed to die don't, and then the Grim Reaper tries to kill them in fucked up ways to make up?
Yeah.
I might do that to either Danland or Lee Swan. Lee Swan Wee slips on a banana peel and falls on a collection of knives.
Tucker just decides to shoot.
Oh, what happened? Do we roll New Destiny next session, by the way?
You do, every session, yeah.
I'm interested how it ended.
The end result was 4 Dark Destiny and 1 Light.
I feel like we used Oz pretty well.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a good ebb and flow. The first time I hosted a Star Wars session, I didn't stress enough that you should feel free to use them, and none were used the entire session by the other team.
Your stressing at the start of this one got through to, like, at least me. I heard what you were saying with that.
Good.
Yeah, we were like, let's use a Destiny early on.
I found out that I needed to, because if you don't stress it, people assume it's... I think it's sort of like if you give someone like a mini nuke or a really powerful weapon in a game, they
want to save it till the end and they never use it. Yeah.
Exactly, and I want it to be clear that like you will always have more to use, so you should use it. It's fun to use it.
Okay, does Destiny carry over as well as
No, so every session
just dead.
No, every session you'll roll a new pool, and because of the way the Force die works, the pool, its size varies. It can be like, so if there's 5 players, the max size of the Destiny pool is 10, and the minimum size is 5, because you can roll 1 or 2 points,
and those could be light or dark.
And those can be light or dark. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Should we do XP?
Yeah, let's do XP.
This was actually like I want it to be next Saturday already.
So all of the horrific things that I had intended for you, no one also had any horrible things happen to them because you all rolled really well. So no one took.
But I didn't fire the blaster correctly. That's horrible.
It wasn't horrific though.
No.
You don't have to deal emotionally with this.
Although we did have to pull a piece of shrapnel out of somebody's chest. That's got to leave the scar. And watch a man suffocate in the darkness of space.
Actually. That's a good point. You all sent a man and watched him suffocate in the emptiness of space. So I'm going to have everyone take 1 conflict.
Oh no.
Okay.
My conflict.
And now you're all going to. Well, you won't have to keep track of it just yet because you're all going to roll right now. So, okay. But conflict is in morality.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah. So. How do we roll conflict or whatever? Marshall?
He's working on it. Jeez.
He's dead.
That's what I was about to say.
Or he's dead.
One of the two.
If he doesn't respond in the next 5 seconds, I'm going to presume he's dead.
And
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Marshall is dead.
Rest in peace. Do you close his eyes?
Yes, I close his eyes. Oh, I don't think people need to see the XP and stuff, so I'm gonna end the session from a recording perspective.
Yeah.
So if anybody watched, I hope you enjoyed. And
Yeah.
maybe we'll see you again next week.
Hope you enjoyed as much as we did.